Here we go. We're going live. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. We are on the eve of the end of Season 2 of House of the Dragon. As you know, I'm the Machiavellian presence behind everything that's going on. If you don't believe that, you shouldn't, because it's not true. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, imagination connoisseurs the world over. I am Robert Meyer Burnett, your pharaoh of physical media, and this is Let's Get Physical Media. I know, I shouldn't sing that ever. Episode 160. But as always, this is a special late night show. This is a show where you should drink, you should eat edibles, you should smoke up, because this is going to be the most outlandish, outrageous episode of this show ever. We've never done it at night. But the thing is, as everyone knows, you don't come to see me. You come to see one man, a legend, a man that lives across the oceans, that lives beyond your imagination. Imagine a man that is even more interesting than the most interesting man alive. You know him, you love him. He's all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. He is Mr. Dieter Bastian.
And I say, good morning, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here I'm rocky like a hurricane, and welcome to the B&B Motel for a little bit of a different time. Why? Simple. Rob had Comic-Con obligations last week, so we had to postpone the show. And during the week, I said, Rob, I have night shift on Sunday. And he says, no, buddy boy, not this time. Don't get me that. You have night shift excuse. We have stuff to talk about, stuff to show. We need to do Let's Get Physical Media. Give me a time slot. So here we are. At 7 o'clock in the morning for me.
You're not wrong. 7 a.m. No. Now, here's the thing. Usually at this point, I'm liquored up. You know, I'm smashed. And you waking up, the German you are, I can barely get you to drink non-alcoholic beer. So here we are. The dichotomy today of our energy levels. Yeah. This could make this particular show epic. I want to send out a shout out to somebody. I don't even know if they're watching. But one of the great stars of the most lauded, famous, beloved Star Wars fan films ever, Amy Earhart, who stars as Pink 5. If you've ever seen Pink 5, well, you should, because it's great and it's hilarious, and she is delightful and effervescent in it. She's a great mother, a great wife, a great actress, a great teacher, and let's face it, she's smoking hot too, which is pretty great. I just want to dedicate this show to her and all the work she does, unappreciated, but she's in a new play that you will get more of on this channel later. So here's to you, Amy. Pink Salute. 5 out.
Salute.
I'm just saying. Salute. So there you go, Ames.
And Rob,
yes, what?
I have seen an observation episode.
Here it comes.
I discovered
oh my God,
we have a party pooper, a sourpuss in our midst that spit into our nerd soup bowl of deliciousness that was Deadpool.
Are you saying I went hot into a nerd bowl?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's not what she said.
Stuff that was Deadpool and Wolverine. From my perspective, Rob, I loved the movie. I loved it because sometimes story doesn't matter, especially with that kind of movie. But Rob was going, those poor innocent bystanders of the TVA. Rob, if like the rest of the world, you would have seen Seinfeld. You know, there are no innocent bystanders. They all belong to jail or killed off by Deadpool in this great opening sequence that the movie delivered. And Rob, I can only hope you watched it in 3D because the 3D was great.
You know what? I'm going to do that because it's in my local theater. I didn't do it when I went there because we all went to a midnight show because I was at Comic-Con. Then I came home. I took Elizabeth out for her birthday. Elizabeth, Sophie, and I went and saw a midnight show. And I didn't want to inflict 3D on them, but I've heard the 3D is great, so I will go out and I will see it with you, Dietz. With you.
I was surprised too, Rob, because I was thinking, this is probably a last-minute conversion just to get a bit more buck. But no, it's really done greatly. As
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Usually do. And for me, Rob, this was just nerd cocaine to the max. And that is probably the only problem considering the movie. The more stuff you bring into it, considering knowledge about the movies, about the comics, the more you get out of it. And if I'm that entertained, Rob, like I said, to contrary belief, the story didn't matter, Rob. And like you said, your checkment only played that one emotional beat, Rob.
How can you say story doesn't matter? How can you, on this show, how can you say that? Story
Rob,
doesn't matter. How dare you?
But Rob, if you're doing an audio drama, you better make sure the story is tight and good. If you're doing an audio drama, but considering visual storytelling, you have a lot more options to go on. You know?
Dieter, let me just tell you, since I was a 13-year-old boy, I made sure that everything was tight and good.
And
I can assure you of that.
Something like your famous show on Netflix that you pushed, that was Gobbledygook, Manifest.
Now, when you say I pushed it, everyone has to understand I pushed the gobbledygook nature of it. And by the way, Manifest and Deadpool and Wolverine, they live in the same universe, the same sacred timeline. As a matter of fact, if Deadpool and Wolverine showed up in the finale of Manifest, it would not have surprised me. As a matter of fact, might have made Manifest that much better.
That much better.
Maybe a little.
Like I said, Rob, I loved it. Totally had a blast. Totally rewatchability for me. The only thing I would change is just actually a needle drop. I would switch out Hell's Bells for Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls, which has the same gong chime at the beginning, and that would work better for that scene. So, Sean, Levi, if you're doing an X extended cut, change that song.
Okay, here's the thing. Now, I know, and I will say this, a lot of people watched my recent Robservations, because it was one of my most watched Robservations in a long time. And I think I did a pretty good job explaining my mixed feelings about the movie. You know, and as an X-Men lover, you can't see it behind me, but I probably have literally $10,000 worth of X-Men omnibuses, which is ridiculous. I love the X-Men. Okay? You know, I do. And X-Men Days of Future Past is a great Wolverine time travel multiverse story with a real emotional wallop at the end. And as much as I thoroughly had fun watching Deadpool and Wolverine, the first Deadpool is a legitimately great film. I think it's a great film. I think it's a perfect mix of postmodern, fourth wall breaking, romance, pathos, character study, special effects, hell's a poppin' violence. It's a really interesting, really well-constructed movie. Deadpool 2, it's more the same. It's the Die Hard 2 of the Deadpool franchise. And what I wanted, you know what I wanted from Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine? And take this as you will, Dieter. I think you'll get it, and I think everyone watching the channel right now will get it. I wanted the Rocky 3 of the Deadpool movies. And I thought it worked on one level with all the funny humor, but the article I read from Variety, from Guy Lodge, I think that what it was missing was a great story, which it could have had. And I like...
But it didn't matter, bro. It didn't
matter.
Okay,
but it does, Dietz. It does matter. It does matter.
If
you can never say, what kind of a society will we live in if it doesn't matter? Just saying. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
You already knew the flame-on joke before you went into the movie. You
okay.
already knew that. Just like you knew at The Empire Strikes Back, or I already read the novel, I knew that Darth Vader would be the father, even before I've seen it. Even back when there was no internet.
Why do you gotta go out and sell me out that way?
Yeah, because that was almost at the same level when Captain America caught Thor's hammer for me. Because I thought
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was coming. I didn't know it was coming.
You heard it from someone. You said someone told you about Flame On.
Shh. You know? Oh. Well, not about Captain America catching Mjolnir. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
By the way, Tom Jr. Jackson says, they used footage from our documentaries of X-Men 1 and X-Men 2 at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. I was
especially that, Rob, should satisfy you. You know.
You know what?
You're featured in the most successful movies, Rob. What do you want more?
Credit. I want credit.
I want credit.
I don't even need money. Just credit me. Documentary footage provided by, but it was work for hire. What can you do? Rob.
After 750 million.
Look, I would settle for just something back end, if you know what I'm saying. International Women's Day, you know what I mean? No, it's fine. It's all good. And look, here's the thing. Even at a midnight show, the audience was loving it. I was still having a great time. I don't want to be the true old man shouting at clouds. Clouds! I don't want to be that guy. So, yeah.
For me, loving it. And the only unfortunate thing that we are doing the show today, Rob probably can't give us any track record about the second weekend hold.
Oh well, they're talking like 98 million, 100 million. So it's like a 46 something. Like the movie is it's a monster. It's a monster film.
Okay,
and deservedly so, to be honest.
So it doesn't look like a 60 or 70% drop because
no, dude. It's less than 50.
Okay.
Less than 50.
Okay.
Maybe not less than 50 because it was over 200 million, but close. I mean, people love this movie, and good for them. It's great.
Yeah, I totally had a blast. The only thing, Rob, that for me was missing actually from Comic-Con, I don't know if you can talk about it. I hadn't heard anything about True Noir, who's voicing Nathan Heller. Rob, can you tell us, or is...
Nope.
Okay. You can
so I will say this. So as everyone knows, our audio drama True Noir, The Assassination of Anton Cermak, we had a great Comic-Con panel with a lot of my great actors. Anthony LaPaglia, who's playing Al Capone. Bill Smitrovich, who is in everything from Crime Story to Independence Day to Manhunter. He was there. Louis Lombardi, you might know from 24, The Sopranos. Don McManus from Shawshank Redemption. We had the best time ever. It was so
awesome.
Really, really great. But we have now we have not announced our two leads, Nathan Heller or Frank Nitti. But I'll tell you this: I record Frank Nitti on Tuesday, and for those of you who I'm doing this audio drama. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. Written by Road to Perdition author Max Allan Collins. He wrote the 300-page script. Our cast, which includes Katie Sackhoff, which includes Patton Oswalt, which includes William Sadler, Bill Sadler, which includes Jeffrey Combs, It is an amazing cast of genre favorites, and I will say this: it's Jesse Spencer from House and Chicago Fire. I mean, it's incredible. And by the way, you can pre-purchase this, support this show. Go to Kickstarter right now, look up True Noir, and support us. Purchase it in whatever format you want. I have to tell you, only because, look, everybody says what they're making is awesome, and I know it's just an audio drama, but it truly is awesome. And the star power, it's unbelievable. And when we tell people, I can't wait, we only have two more cast members to announce, and one of them is recording Tuesday. Yep. The reason we haven't announced who plays Frank Nitti and who plays Nathan Heller is these are people who require a lot more negotiation, and they're people and lawyers and all that. But, man, I got to tell you, those guys were crazy at Comic-Con. You can see clips on Instagram and on social media. It was so funny. And we will be at the New York Comic-Con in October. I think it's October 17th through the 20th. It's going to be amazing. Our cast is amazing. So please, if you want to support this channel and go support what we're doing, go to Kickstarter True Noir. And it's based on Max Allan Collins, the author of Road to Perdition, the first novel in his 19-volume series. We couldn't call it True Detective, but here it is. It's an amazing show. I mean, we've got everyone from Barry Bostwick to Vincent Pastore, Big Pussy Bompacero, to Louis Lombardi. I mean, it's an incredible cast. An incredible cast.
Yeah. So I was not sure if I've missed it, Rob. Thanks for
no
clearing that.
We haven't announced it, but I'm very excited. Very excited.
Okay. So, on that note, Rob, I think you said you have a lot of stuff. I have
so much stuff. So much stuff.
Who starts?
Why don't you start, Dietz?
Okay.
Go right ahead.
First one, just 2 4Ks. The RoboCop remake, which, I quite enjoyed because it was obvious the original can never be beaten or better, but I quite enjoyed, actually, the remake. So this is the 4K from Shout. And with it, of course, I got the second one, which I have a little soft spot for, RoboCop 2 in 4K. Then, Rob, I would say, let's play some fucking tennis. I finally watched Challengers, and I quite enjoyed the movie. Really great, especially with the story, like tennis going, back and forth. Really great. So it's a little bit a downer that I only got the Blu-ray, no extras on it, just the movie. So fine, but considering the movie, it should be a little bit more. But it's an Amazon MGM production, so perhaps we should be happy just getting a Blu-ray. This is the Italian one.
Nice.
Italian one. Cat in the bag. Arena Wars.
Wow.
I started the first, let's say, 10 minutes. This will be a tough one to get through.
Oh, wow.
Let's just say that Arena Wars.
Is that like Taylor Swift concert goers trying to get their friendship bracelets?
Probably not. As most of people who watch our show know, I'm a fan of Rennie, so of course I didn't pass on getting The Strangers Chapter 1. But I knew from the reviews this will be not really needed. But I will be seeing what they were going with the next two. But like the reviews, pretty mediocre and probably not needed. And it's they shot it in
Is any of this needed though?
Europe.
Really?
Probably not. But Rob, it was successful considering the box office. Not to a certain amount. But considering the budget, it was. The next one, unfortunately, a little bit disappointed for me. I was really looking forward to it. I bought with Nicolas Cage Criterion, and for me, a little bit too much handheld, Rob. So if you are not a fan of shaky cam, you get that in here.
That's too bad.
I love the beginning of the movie, the setting, but the creatures are really. You have to figure that out for yourself if you're on board with the kind of movie.
It's like The
Robert,
Matrix. You have to see it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. You have to see it for yourself. No, I have
so
not.
for me, unfortunately, not fresh like the cover promised me here. Okay.
Oh my God.
Then a movie I quite enjoyed digitally, and Turbine already announced that they will probably doing a 4K of Abigail.
Oh right, yeah. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, me too, Rob. Totally a blast. One of my
Totally
favorites.
blast. So much fun.
So much fun. Exactly, Rob. You were entertained, Rob. You know.
You know what? Are you entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. But Turbine has announced they will do a 4K of it. And
Nice.
then a last one, Rob, before I switch it over to you. Actually, a great find, Rob. You know, in the blind buy, sometimes you find a great one. From Czechoslovakia, Rob, comes Restore Point,
Ooh.
which is set in the future. And not that far, Rob, 2041. And of course, the world has gone more into the crapper at that point. And if you are a victim of a violent crime or something like that, and you have made a restore point, Rob, you can brought back to life, you know, with all the knowledge. The only drawback, your backup can't be older than 48 hours. We have constantly do a backup. And one of the scientists who invented it has been murdered with his wife. And our lead, Emma, is trying to figure out why he has been murdered. And to her surprise, this scientist has no new backup, you know?
Uh-oh.
It would be if Steve Jobs wouldn't use an iPhone, you know?
My God.
Really nice recommendation from my end, Rob. Restore Point. Restore Point.
It's pretty good. Okay. That's good.
I give it over to you.
All right. So I'm not going to go over the entire story of what happened. I'm just going to say, for those of you during COVID, if you know what a Chinese brushing scam is. So I ordered, like when you order from these boutique companies, and you might order 6 of what they're going to release, they wait until all the stuff has come out before they ship it to you. So one of my very favorite boutique home video labels of all time is the UK's Second Sight. The first Second Sight disc I ever bought was Betty Blue, I think in 2012, because they had both the theatrical and the extended director's cut. I love Second Sight. Second Sight released what I consider to be the single greatest physical media release ever. Dieter, what is that?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. The Second Sight, Dawn of the Dead is one of my favorite movies of all time, and don't you dare say the Zack Snyder, James Gunn Dawn of the Dead. I'm talking about the real Dawn of the Dead. They have all 3 versions. They've got the theatrical, the director's cut, and the canned version, and Argento's cut. It is in a big, beautiful box set, matte finish, unbelievable special features. It's my single favorite physical media release of all time, and this is my 44th year of buying physical media. So I love Second Sight. So I had an order coming from them. I've explained this in a past show. Instead of getting my discs, I received this package. What happened was it was intercepted. This is some schlocky bullshit from China, and you can grow beans in it. I don't know what happened. Now imagine that this has befallen me. How do I explain to my favorite video company that I have hundreds of pounds of discs? I mean, not weight. I mean, a quid, hundreds of quid of their own discs coming to me, and I have to explain, this is what I received. It's a true story, but how do you explain it? Well, I'll tell you. Some people might have said, fuck you, but not Alex. Not Alex at Second Sight. He's like, this is a new one for us. By the way, I was contacted by a few other people that this also happened to them. So I'm not the only one.
Okay.
So Alex at Second Sight, I don't know what your religion is, Alex. I don't know what mine really is these days, but bless you, sir. I want to thank Alex and the customer service at Second Sight. Not only are they my most favorite boutique home video label of all time, but their customer service is second to none. So, I got this box. And when Second Sight sends you things, each disc, I've unwrapped them, is individually wrapped in bubble. And it's also... Yeah. So, here's what I got from Second Sight. Okay. Little Ty West. A little sacrament.
Nice.
Ooh. And I won't show you everything that's in these. Everybody knows there's art cards, there's the discs. I mean, look at the artwork. It's that matte finish. Oh my God. Look, I stroke it and I get aroused. It's that good. So I got that. I got that. Then I got this. Haunted Asylum. Same thing. Art cards, books, all kinds of stuff. I think this is Korean horror. I haven't watched it. Got that.
Yeah.
Right. And then here you go, Deets. You can speak to this more than I can. The German miniseries Heimat. This was...
Oh, okay.
Oh, my
You
God.
probably know more about that than me.
Well, look at this. This is a chunky boy.
Nice. Heimat.
To be honest, I have not even seen this. I've only read about this, but it came out from Second Sight, so I buy it to support. Okay, right? And then we come down to, what is this? Borderlands.
Oh. Found footage?
Yep, found footage, Irish. I love the Irish Catholics when they're dealing with the devil is always a good thing. And also redheads. You know me, redheads, can't get enough. So there you go, Borderlands coming out. And then finally, the last, as you know, A Bittersweet Life.
Oh, nice.
Didn't you get this already?
Yeah, I showed it last.
Yeah, you showed it last time. It's so good. So imagine I was very upset when this box was intercepted, and instead of this goodness, I got a plastic bean grower thing from China. But the real question is, what motherfuckers took my shit? Like, how did they know what it was? Like, why they, did they really want A Bittersweet Life and Heimat? And did they want the Haunted Asylum from Korea? Like, who are these motherfuckers? Like, what did you want? You know what? To those who took it, fuck you. Here, wait. Let me do a memeable thing. There you go. Or wait, hang on. Let me go full frame. For those people who stole that shit, fuck you. There you go. That's memeable, right? Put that on the internet. Because someone stole my shit. And then what they did steal was from fucking Second Sight. But Alex at Second Sight, thank you for great customer service. You shipped this out right away, and you listened to my outlandish story. Even I didn't believe it, but I assure you that's exactly what happened, and thank you. Now, we have to mention something. News.
Yeah.
So as we know, and I've been talking about this on this show for a year now, over a year, that one of the great Second Sight releases of this year is their version of Robert Harmon's The Hitcher.
The Hitcher. Yeah.
And they first put it out. George Feltenstein helped them find the negative. The Hitcher has done, I mean, they were putting frame grabs of their new transfer. I mean, the thing about Second Sight is they do not just take someone else's transfer. They take it and make it better. If you don't believe me, I'd never thought I would say this, but It Follows has one of the greatest video transfers I have ever seen. And the movie's okay. You know, it's not great, but it's okay. But my God, I've watched
But
it.
it's gotten better, Rob, with the second view.
That transfer,
For you.
chef's kiss. That's what Second Sight does. I mean, whether it's Dawn of the Dead or Martin, or whether it's Frontiers, and we all hope. What do we hope for, Dieter? What do we hope that Second Sight gets?
Martyrs. So
Yes,
we get
sir.
the whole French Revolution.
Well, that's
complete.
right. The French Revolution must be competed by one of the most warm
of
and
horror.
caring horror films ever. Something that will make you feel like you're part of the human race. Martyrs. Mr. Luget's
Martyrs.
film.
Yeah.
Let's hope they do it. But no,
Good feel movie.
in all seriousness, I mean, Second Sight needs to do it. After High Tension, after Frontiers, after Inside.
After Inside.
I mean, is that a fait accompli? Come on, man. Come on, Second Sight. But anyway, we love you guys, but they couldn't. They put out the Hitcher up for sale, but suddenly weeks into it, they found out they didn't have the rights to release it in North America. So they had to pull it. But if you ordered it from Second Sight, they'll send it to you. Diabolic DVD. You can buy it from them. You can buy it from Orbit. I figured it was up for pre-order. I didn't buy it, and then they shut down the order, so I bought it from Amazon UK. But anyway, it's another great Second Sight banger. Either way, you know, first of all, here's the thing.
Can't wait for that.
Here's the thing. Can I just editorialize for a minute about, obviously, a lot of films are released regionally. And there are different people that have the rights to films, which I understand. I totally get it. My own films that I produced have regional buyers. And if you look at things like Diabolic DVD said they will not carry the Umbrella box set of Caligula, the ultimate set, because a domestic distributor is releasing it here. However, if you go to like Umbrella, which is done like Thesis, Alejandro Amenabar's Thesis, I bought that box set. There's some great stuff, and I buy the box sets that I like. I wish I got the I Saw the Devil or Late Night with the Devil. I didn't buy their box set. I missed that. But I mean, I get it. I understand where they're coming from. But it's really fucking annoying. As you know, if somebody's releasing a special edition, we're going to buy what our favorites are. And sometimes we'll buy all three. Yeah. How many? I've got, and so I get it. And but you know, Second Sight, I think when they first set out to make this disc, I think they were sold a bill of goods that changed after the fact. And I don't know that for a fact, but you know, the fact is, Second Sight spent a long time on the transfer of the Hitcher, and part of the deal that I've heard that they got that transfer is that people like Warner Brothers domestically would be able to avail themselves of that transfer. And I'm all about that, which is fine.
Okay.
But it's like, look, man, you know, Second Sight, those guys are doing the Lord's work. And there are people that are not going to want to flip for 65 pounds or however much that box set is. They just want a fucking $20 copy of the Hitcher. I get it. But let Second Sight do the Lord's work first.
And that option is available too, Rob. That option is available too.
It is. It is.
Don't need the box set.
No, and a lot of people don't want it. I do, and God bless Second Sight. God bless everything they do. I mean, I did pre-order their Your Next box set. I already own Your Next. I own it, and I want the Second Sight. You know, it was Adam Wingard, right? I mean, it's Barbara Crampton.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, and it's I get it. It's all economics, but the fact
and
is,
it was never released, Rob, in 4K.
no,
It was never released in 4K.
no, it was not until Second Sight did it. So anyway, I want to thank Alex at Second Sight. I love Second Sight. Second Sight rules, and yes, I have 2 copies of Martin. I have your Dawn of the Dead box set. I bought Diva. What do we have? I have Revenge. I have The Strangers. I have so much. I have Boiler Room. I have so many Second Sight discs, and I love you guys so much. By the way, if you're ever interested,
Strangers.
no, not that one. But if you're ever interested in releasing a sci-fi comedy called Free Enterprise, we should talk. Cheers to you guys. Uh-oh. Spilled water all over my Millennium Falcon. What are you going to do? Thank God it's already done. Look at this. I've spilled water on my Falcon model. Uh-oh. I know, dude, but you know what? I can't. I built this model like 10 years ago or something. It's okay. It's fine. I'll build another one. I'm building a 4-foot one, by the way, just so you know. Anyway, there you go. What does that mean? I don't know. It's a late night show. People are like, you're being so academic. So where should we go now? I've shown my Second Sight box.
Okay, then, Rob, what about the Super Chats that came in?
I don't know if we have Super Chats. Let's see, Dietz. Do we? Do we have Super Chats? Actually, it looks like we do. Sturms, 420, dude. The ultimate cut of Watchmen, Love the Black Freighter, cut into the movie and additional scenes. Also includes the motion comic. For those who really love them, some squid. P.S. Just visited the Monroeville Mall, the home of Dawn of the Dead. Well, my friend, you park your shuttlecraft in my shuttle bay. I love that. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if I should get into a philosophical discussion of, look, I've got both the Blu-ray and the 4K versions of the ultimate cut of Watchmen. And by the way, for those who are in the know, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon director's cut, part 1 and 2 have dropped. They've dropped. And if
2 hours of more material.
If you choose to avail yourself of them, report back to us. Our Deets, are you going to watch them? What are you going to do?
I didn't get around to it, Rob. Perhaps I will probably watch it over the week. I will report to you next week, Rob.
You report back, son. You report back.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. I was just surprised, Rob, about the running.
Every time we are on, we always get cut off. I don't know. I think we're back. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Rebel Moon, part 1 and part 2. There you go.
Perhaps Zack could have used your bean grower, Rob, in that corn harvest seed.
What can I say? I don't know. So anyway, where are we at?
I will try to watch them this week.
Yes. I don't know. I'm looking at... maybe we're still streaming. I don't know. Maybe it's a low frequency.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat, people.
Yeah, well, we can't see. If you can see us, it looks to me like we're not getting a stream. I don't know why. What can I do? It's late night. Maybe there's a lot of people streaming. I don't know what's happening.
Probably.
Could be. Anyway, what's next? What is next, my friends?
Are we through with the Super Chats?
No, we're not. We are not through with Super Chats. So that was just the first one. Then we have NJR 1984 says got some great despecialized versions of the original Star Wars trilogy on Blu-ray.
Ooh.
Shame on you. Shame on you. My daughter wanted to watch them, and I couldn't let the special editions be the first version. That, my friend, is good parenting. I mean, you know what? You might have been born 40 years ago, but you're a good parent. That's exactly what you should do. Get the original versions. Look, I'm tired of listening to people. Star Wars was Star Wars for 20 years before the special editions, the real Star Wars, and you sought out what your daughter needed to see. So, good job. Well done.
Good on you.
I mean, I don't know if Stinky Tuna is still around, but you can find it. Thomas Logan said, Rob, your whole second sight order is for sale on Evil Bay now. It probably is. Probably is. Thomas Logan. Well, you know what? Your box set of Sony classics is sitting right here, and it has been for a year. So we're equal. 1001 Johnny. Or, pardon me, hang on. 1001 Johnny says, Robin Dieter, so good to see you two tonight. Fandom has been frustratingly negative on my side of the internet because things aren't like they used to be when the fans were children. Many things might be bad, but even good things aren't good enough. Well, I mean, okay. Here's what I'd say to that. The problem is, if we like things as kids, that means they've endured for decades. And that means they've been proven IPs. And that means corporate interests have bought them. Which means that the creativity behind them has been dictated by the corporate overlords as opposed to people that love those properties and want to be a part of them. And that's the real problem. You know, corporations don't know what is a good or a bad story. They just know they've bought a product to sell. And there's nobody at a corporation that knows the difference between the Book of Boba Fett and Andor. They don't know. It's just Star Wars, isn't it? Don't the people that like Star Wars just want to buy Star Wars? They don't understand. And that's where we're at. And the problem is that all of our favorite entertainment properties have been bought by corporations. And corporations, by definition, have no idea what the difference is between good Star Wars and bad Star Wars. All they know is they bought Star Wars, and Star Wars sells. And it's not up to a corporation to figure out what's good Star Wars and bad Star Wars. They don't even know there's a difference. And that's where we're at in our entire civilization right now. You have people that grew up in a world where all this Star Wars existed, and they don't have critical acumen. They don't know what's good and what's bad. So they can watch the horrible swill that was served up at Comic-Con about new Star Trek and watch somebody get an injection and turn into a Vulcan and their hair changes, and suddenly they can talk and speak and act like a Vulcan. Because the people that wrote that shit are fucking dumb. They're dumb. All they watched was Joss Whedon shows when they were kids. They never read a book. They don't understand verisimilitude. And fuck you. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Where are we? What show is this? I'm sorry.
That was the big drawback of
If I had a therapist, and I've never had one, my therapist would say to calm the fuck down. Wait, what? Where are we? What are we talking about?
Your disgust of the IPs and hence
Yes.
the IPs
Yes.
at the moment.
My disgust of the IPs. That's right.
Huh.
But where are we at in the show?
Super chats, Rob. Super chats.
Oh, right.
Super chats, Rob.
Right.
Are we caught up?
No, we're not caught
Are
up. We
people
have more.
sending in?
We have more super chats. We have more super chats. Thomas Logan says the reason Deadpool and Wolverine is a massive win for both hardcore sweaties and the general audiences, Marvel allowed Reynolds, Reese, Wernick, and Wells to go all out. The film is absolutely fearless and thus delivered. Is it? Did they? All right. Okay. I would dare say that Deadpool and Wolverine delivers exactly what was expected in that paradigm. I would say that Deadpool and Wolverine played it safe because they knew what box they were playing in. They didn't move outside that box, but that's just me. You know, people love it, and I want people to love it. Sturms420 says, "Hey, Rob."
But I would be hard.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I would be hard pressed, Rob, if you would have to be a ranking of the 3 movies, because I love actually all 3 of them, and especially the second one with the supercut. The supercut was the better version of the second one. Supercut was better than the theatrical version.
I think you're right, 100%. But the first one is my favorite by a wide margin.
Okay. It was
Sturms,
new and fresh, of course.
yeah, and I think it worked on many different levels. It was a great superhero movie, a great origin story, a great love story, a great fourth wall breaking comedy, a great action movie. It worked on every level. I really believe that. Sturms 420 sends in a tip, and one of 2. Hey Rob, wanted to share my 2 favorite box sets in my physical media collection. 1, the Marx Brothers Silver Screen Collection, the Coconuts, Animal Crackers, Monkey Business, Horse Feathers, and Duck Soup. I'm right there with you. Horse Feathers being my favorite. That is actually that's great choice. And the ultimate cut of Watchmen. Oh, I already said that. Which about the Black Freighter? That's his favorite.
Yep.
I wanted to go more deep into the Watchmen cut of that, but maybe I shouldn't. NRJ 1984 says, I got some great... Oh, I did the D-Special... Wait, I'm backing up. Things are crazy. They're coming in fast and furious. Darth Dragonborn says, where the fuck is my Last Samurai 4K? I don't know.
That would be
I would love it. Where is that? Warner Brothers had their anniversary. We got nothing. Hang on. I have to find something. Because I want to show it. I don't know where it is. Oh, wait. Here it is. I found it.
Yeah.
I found it. Okay. So, speaking of physical media, Justin Toner says, hey guys, last weekend before the Criterion Sale ended, I picked up Risky Business, 4K, and Arsenic and Old Lace. Still waiting on my Severin sale order to ship. Can't wait for the 7 Samurai 4K. We're going to get to that. I'm right there with you. My Risky Business was the last thing to ship from my Criterion collection. We're going to get to that soon. The next we have a super chat from Alvaro Zenos. Now, Dietz, I'm going to stop right here. Yeah. Alvaro Zenos. Let's talk about some physical media. You know who Alvaro Zenos is?
Actually, no, Rob.
He's a storied author. He's written essays, fiction, short fiction. Here, by the way, I think I've shown this, is his novel. And by the way, here's his novel in hardcover. And by the way, what he was doing was he I know, right? He was talking about channeling the great authors of 70s science fiction. Equimedian. And he's a Hugo Award finalist. And by the way, I'm not going to buy a book. I'm not going to go buy someone's book, even somebody I know. He's a great guy, really interesting dude, and I do want to interview him for my 1000th show. And I have his hardcover. I'm just saying, this book is, I have to say, I have not read a book where the very first page grabbed me the way this book's first page did. The writing in this, he's a brilliant writer. He's an incredible wordsmith. Just saying.
You can accomplish that to grab you in the first
Equimedian.
Page. That's great.
Yeah, no, seriously. The writing here is incredible. And I love this hardcover because it's like digest size. It's amazing. Because fuck soft covers. If you publish a hardcover, I will buy it. But by the way, I didn't know he was going to write in tonight. I didn't even know why I haven't filed that book under E or his last name. But he says, great show, gentlemen. The only thing that could make it even better is Dieter asking Rob a question or 3 from that Star Trek trivia game. Oh.
We will get to that. We will
get to that. Yes, we will. But look,
I have them ready to go.
If you want to read some great, interesting sci-fi and truly heady stuff, Equimedian, go to Amazon and get this right now. It's in many different formats. I choose the hardcover. Just saying. Choose the hardcover. So there you go. Then we've got Jurassic fan Joey17 says, is Arrow Video reputable to pre-order from? I'm looking to get the Trick or Treat 4K limited edition. Well, Dietz, what do you think? Is Arrow Video reputable enough to pre-order from?
I would say yes. And Trick or Treat, I already pre-ordered.
Me too. And it's a great box set.
I was questioning myself, Rob, which cover to get. You know, it was a tough decision. Tough decision, actually.
I'm right there with you, buddy. I am right there with you. I too. I sent in a big. Severin.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Arrow.
Umbrella. Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, sending up the pre-orders, man. You got to so many pre-orders. Yeah. So Jurassic fan Joey, please. Arrow is very reputable, and they do a great job, as do most boutique labels. So please order from them. 1001 Johnny says, some physical media I've recently bought was Shout Factory's Mad Max Collector's Edition Blu-ray, and the new Mill Creek Ultraman Taiga Blu-ray, and there's more Ultraman coming, which is awesome, which is great. 1001 Johnny. Mad Max. I mean, Shout Factory. We're going to get to that. Shout Factory has a great October slate, and we'll talk about that later. Kenneth Colton says, gentlemen, grab your Pulse rifles. Alien Romulus hits theaters in 12 days. Looks like we've got a banger. I hope so. You know what I love? I've kissed my own 1-to-1 scale xenomorph head, Pearl. She's over there. I hope so. I hope it's a banger. Major Chai, who I met. She's a mom. She's ex-military. She's also very sexy. Major Chai. We hung out at Comic-Con. She came there. Recipients. Sentai Ranger Donnie. Hashtag Save the Power Rangers. Stephen Mocht. Indiana Jake. Fred Leggett. Mike TW. NG. She gifted memberships, 5 memberships to this channel. Major Chai, thank you.
Awesome.
Very much. Thomas Logan says, Dieter Beats, show the 4K Mississippi burning up for pre-order. Is that true? There's a 4K Mississippi burning up for pre-order?
Yeah. Exactly, from Cape Light here. Rob.
Wow.
There will be a 4K coming.
I love that Germans always want to get those movies about racial injustice. Good for you guys. You've learned something in the last 50 years. It's fine. So where are we at now?
Finally, Rob.
Finally? Okay, what are we at now?
If you're caught up with Super Chats, Rob, who shows stuff? Who will show stuff?
Well, you could go. Dude, I have a giant stack of discs. Giant.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't you go?
Then let me just do a few quick ones. As most people know, I stay away from trailers for movies that I already plan to watch. But what is great about trailers on a Blu-ray is that I'm made aware of movies that I didn't know. So this looked cool from the trailers, but it is Cat in the Bag, Korean movie called Smugglers. So
Wow.
it's a little bit of a heist movie, and it's only out in Germany on Blu-ray. So Smugglers. Then, Rob, you need to help me out here. I think it won the Academy Award this year for Best Animated Feature, but I could be wrong. No, it was nominated. I bought Robot Dreams from England, but I haven't watched it, and I needed to switch out, unfortunately, the Emirate because it was broken, but it comes in the Criterion one, which you don't have the Blu-ray label at the top, the slightly not bigger one, but just missing the Blu-ray logo, and then the inlay is a little bit bigger. Robot Dreams. Then I watched this movie digitally, totally loved it, and that always factors in to purchase it. The last stop at Yuma County. And don't worry, people, you can get rid of that sticker if you don't like it. This sticker is actually not attached to the cover artwork. It is just a sticker. So you can remove it carefully. The last stop at Yuma County. The next one I stumbled across, it will come out as a media book, but sometimes I say, okay, I'm just going with the normal one to see where I'm at. But I quite enjoyed it. The movie is called Who Invited Them? A little bit of a home invasion movie.
I've been saying that my whole life.
We have a couple who bought a new house for a Schnäppchen for a Schnäppchenpreis, and they have a homecoming party. And there is one couple where the husband thinks, oh, my wife knows those two, and his wife thinks these are probably worker colleagues from my husband.
Sure.
But no, nobody of the two knows actually that couple that doesn't want to leave Rob, They want to stay. Who invited them? Really nice one. And the last one, before I give it over to you, totally cat in the bag, Rob, but let me just see. The original language is Mongolish. The movie is called Aberrance.
Ooh.
So cat in the bag, some plurals here, Rob, whatever that means. Aberrance. Cat in the bag, haven't seen it.
Nice, buddy.
Only 70 minutes.
Well,
I give it over to you.
okay. Well, okay. So I got so many. I got so much stuff. A confluence of greatness. Just like it didn't rain men in my. It's raining men. That song. It was just raining discs in my house.
Yeah.
So I got a few. I got a few.
Like it.
I got a few packages from the UK.
Yeah.
80. I don't know why. 101 Films. I was looking for a copy of this Michael Caine movie called The Shock to the System. And 101 Films put it out. And here it is. Right. I want to get it. Always like this system. I like this system. I like the shock to this system. Great to get this. Oh, I never owned this. Didn't know it was out. It's one of those things where I'm like, what's available? Thank you, 101 Films. Now, as everyone knows, I pontificate about how much I love Star Crash. Luigi Cozzi's Star Crash, which is my favorite a low-budget Italian Star Wars ripoff. Because there's really only one. But people would say, au contraire, Rob, what about your favorite low-budget Japanese sci-fi ripoff of Star Wars? Well, thanks to Eureka's Masters of Cinema, I now have... Now, I've owned this in various formats. A special Blu-ray edition of Message from Space, all the way from Julicia. If you know the movie, you know what I mean. Reversible cover. Bum, bum. I mean, awesome. Again, I had plastic model kits of this. There's a great booklet in here. There's a poster in here. Vic Morrow's head, unlike the Twilight Zone set, is not in here. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry I made it. People are like, what are you talking about? That's probably best you don't know. But I was very happy to get this. So here you go. I can't even pick it up. All the way from Eureka. Message from Space. Thank you. Now, as everyone knows, Paramount, the 4K of Chinatown sold out in America. It's coming back. But if you bought the American version, it comes with the sequel, The Two Jakes. Well, I got the UK version that does not come with that, but the UK sold it separately. So here is The Two Jakes, which Jack Nicholson himself directed. So now I have that. Yeah. And by the way, this artwork is owned. The actual artwork, the key art for The Two Jakes, is owned by Max Allan Collins, the writer of True Noir. And by the way, if you want to support this channel and support what we're doing, please go to the Kickstarter, look up True Noir, find out what format you want to buy it in, and support this channel. We're looking for $15,000 more, to make our nut. We have 44 days to do it. Really, we need to make $500,000. But anyway, support it. And by the way, if I do say so myself, my God, is it great. But here's the two Jakes, which I own. So those are a great British release. Now, let me just say, why this isn't in 4K, I don't know. But to get anything from 20th Century Studios on physical media at all, I mean, by the way, do I have to go to certain illicit places to get Barbarian? Apparently I do. But I did get The First Omen, a film I quite enjoyed. I really like this. I really like this movie. A female director, up-and-comer. Really like this movie. I think it's beautifully done. Bought it. But why the fuck isn't it on 4K? Like, Jesus Christ, Disney. Like, for real, I mean, I bought this. Somebody around the world will... Look, every country on Earth respects movies more than America does. So fuck America and their... Look, I love America. But fuck the attitude in this country about our own art. Our postmodern meme bullshit culture. Fuck you all. Where's the 4K of this? Just saying.
But it's not available internationally too, Rob.
Yeah, but it'll come out. Somebody, Cape Light will put out. Some international company will, or maybe Shout Factory, whatever, will release this on 4K. And then I'll have to fucking buy it again and feel like a chump. Anyway, just saying. Okay. So, I did get a big box from Kino Lorber. One of the sponsors of this channel, a big box, a big box. Now, let me tell you, this is an interesting thing. So, there's a movie called, have you ever seen a movie called Wicker Park with Josh Hartnett? And Josh Hartnett's, of course, on movie screens is the Hartnettissance, because he's in M. Night Shyamalan's movie Trap that opened this weekend.
Yeah.
So, Josh Hartnett was in this movie, written by a guy named Brandon Boyce, which is a remake of a French film, not Billy Wilder's The Apartment, but a remake of another movie called The Apartment. I love Wicker Park. I love it. Rose Byrne, Diane Kruger, Matthew Lillard. I love Wicker Park. Love it. And Josh Hartnett stars in it. But it's based on an original French film. Kino Lorber, this weekend, put out the original French version, which I've never seen, The Apartment on Blu-ray. I know, right? I was very stoked to get this. So Matt at Kino Lorber, thank you for keeping me on the list, sending this stuff to me. I'm so excited when I get a box from Kino Lorber. I mean, it's like an orgasm in a box. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little less good, sometimes it's great. But opening the box But I was great to get this. Grateful.
It wasn't the second bean grower.
No. Whenever you get a box from Kino Lorber, but I was stoked to get that movie because it's great, and so they did send me, a singled out series. They're always doing. This is obviously a show about dudes, which is fine. I think I've seen one. Swan Song, I didn't really look into this, but that came out on DVD. But I have to say, Kino Lorber has been killing it with documentaries and TV shows. It's pretty great to have it all. And then they sent me, not just getting The Apartment, but a gaggle of really interesting foreign films. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what their licensing fees are, but then they've been putting out silent films. Lillian Gish in Annie Laurie, an MGM movie. Back in the day, they're delving into cinema history and they're giving us things that we're not worthy, but they're giving it to us. Agnesa Holland's Green Border. I know Agnesa Holland, don't know this movie. Came out. Ealing Studios, who I've been buying the Studio Canal stuff that they've been doing. Love their comedies, Kind Hearts and Coronets, The Lady Killers, the original. This is an Ealing Studios version of Nicholas Nickleby. They put that out. So great to have it.
All right.
The Cohen Media Group, which June Zero, which I don't know. It's another movie from Kino Lorber. foreign film, and then bless their little hearts. The Milestone Cinematheque. I mean, again, something else they're putting out that's amazing. So, I mean, I'm getting a lot of things I don't know about. World cinema, silent cinema. Kino Lorber is crushing it. They're preserving all of cinema history. So when I get a box from them, and here's the thing.
A great cat in the back.
Great cat in the back. But here's, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. When I get a big box from Kino Lorber like this, I love all this stuff. And I look at it and I contemplate it. But basically what I want to know is what fucking 4Ks are you sending me? What's in 4K? What, come on. What 4K? What 4K? What 4K did you send me? Come on, Kino Lorber. Come on, Matt. I appreciate all this and I will cherish it. But what 4K? I was not disappointed. Not disappointed, bro.
At all.
Bro. No way out in 4K. I fucking love this movie. Sean Young, Gene Hackman, Kevin Costner, who you think is the hero, turns out to be, hang on, I'm not going to spoil it. This movie fucking rules. All I can say is Yuri. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. My God, you know, I can get Can't Stop the Music 1 week from Kino Lorber in 4K, and the next week, I can get No Way Out.
They come through.
Kino Lorber rules, dude. Kino Lorber rules. And I don't even, by the way, Kino Lorber has started their own podcast. And you can go watch it, and you can go see the Kino Lorber people. And I'm not convinced they're not a Mexican drug cartel laundering operation. And by the way, I want to call them, and if that's what you guys are doing, please send them my way, because I have a way to launder drug cartel money. I mean, let's face it, you can't be mad at Mexican drug cartels, because who's buying their product? Us, America. So why shouldn't we make independent cinema laundering cartel money? It's like it's like Ozark, but you get to go to premieres. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misguided. But you know, maybe I'm not misguided. Who knows? Give me. But anyway, No Way Out. By the way, let's check this out and see if there is a reversible cover. I don't think there is. No, there's not. But this does come with a Blu-ray and a 4K. No reversible cover. This is the only key art.
Actually, Rob, was No Way Out ever released on Blu-ray? I'm not sure.
I don't know if it was. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Actually, the first release of the movie, perhaps. But I could be wrong.
It might be. I love this movie. I think it's great. So,
Nice.
Wait, there you go. That's the first of my 4Ks other than, wow, yeah. Dude, I got so much stuff still to show.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Okay. Perhaps just quick, Rob, considering what I've watched on streaming, Rob, we always know that Germans like to change the title, you know, and perhaps those guys thought, why don't we just call our movie Simple Kill? I don't know if you have heard about this movie, Rob.
Not only have I heard about it, but it's part of the news this week, son.
Oh, nice, Rob. Because it will get a Blu-ray, which I will totally buy. Even I think a 4K. It will get a 4K. It's all about a train robbery, which was great, Rob. Because I thought, the bad guys, they're up some terrorist shenanigans or some world-ending stuff. No, they just want to rob the people on the train. And two soldiers are in their way. And then it's the raid, more or less, on the train, which is great because we all like, if you have a fight on a train, remember 007, the fights. But this is a movie which fights completely on a train, and you're always limited considering the space, you know. So it is always tough to bloody.
I didn't mean to pull. I cut you off. I apologize.
No problem. And what's great was which I already knew through reviews. The title card shows up, I think, 40 minutes in. I haven't checked the timeline because there's something extremely happening, which sends our main character overboard. And what the movie is actually pretty good at, I would say, normally the bad guys are canon fodder. They are, but they give them a little bit, at least more, a little bit of depth, because if one of their guys is actually killed, they're actually quite shocked about it, which we don't get to see often, and they get enraged. Our main guy get enraged, so it always culminates into more and more. I loved it. Kill.
Well, Dieter, here is in fact the Blu-ray cover of Kill.
Awesome.
That's part of the news. So there you go. It is coming out. I love this Blu-ray cover, but it is coming out. I really like this movie a lot. It's lots of fun. But yes, so it is coming out on Blu-ray or on 4K.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Awesome. So the rate on a train. Then Rob, I finally on Friday got the last part of the Ty West trilogy. I watched Maxine, and as many said in their reviews, it is the weakest of the three, even if I would totally be into that 80s setting. And it has the first 2/3 of the movie actually pretty great for me. The music, the look, but really, like many reviews said, the third act is pretty weak, considering. But we expected that to be the epic conclusion. It's still a good movie, but unfortunately the weakest of the three. But of course, I will buy it and looking forward to whatever perhaps Cape Light will bring out here as a media book to complete the trilogy.
Right.
Rob, have you seen Maxine?
Yes.
What is your take?
I was a little disappointed. I wanted the Boogie Nights. I wanted the Boogie Nights of the franchise. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I got to tell you something. I'm going to be totally honest, and this isn't...
Yeah, that's why you're here for, Rob. Authenticity.
Ty West doesn't do it for me as a filmmaker. I mean, even House of the Devil, although I did order the 4K from... or whatever, the 2K, whatever it is.
I'm a big fan of Ty.
I am not. I'm not. And it's not to say... I always feel that he never goes far enough. And I thought Maxine, it was good, but it was no Boogie Nights. I wanted the horror Boogie Nights. And maybe that's me wanting something. It's not fair ever to judge a movie for what it isn't. You have to judge a movie for what it is. And if what it is lacking, then judge it for that. But I can't go in and watch a movie, and if my expectations of what the movie was I wanted it to be, if it isn't that, it's not fair to the movie. You know, you have to take a movie on its own merits. And I just feel that, X and this trilogy, it's fine. But it's not, I don't think it's some transcendent thing like some people do. And again, your mileage may vary. I'm not saying you have to listen to me, but you know what I mean?
That's actually why we're here, Rob.
I know. I wanted it to be better.
Still a great trilogy, and I actually love almost everything I saw from Ty West, be it the Innkeepers, be it his Western, which I can't remember the name right now. Violence something. The Western was great. So we're looking forward to buying Maxine, even if it was the weakest. And as a martial arts fan, I saw Life After Fighting because I heard good things about it. And considering the fights, the movie is great. But the in-between stuff, holy Holy moly! It's not that the acting is bad. The acting is totally serviceable, but the story, a movie like that, Rob, shouldn't be 2 hours long.
Oh my God!
You have a kidnapping of kids. Some human trafficking is going on, but how it all is tied together, and you would think our main hero would have problems to free the kids or something. No, that was easy peasy to get the kids out, but there was some shenanigans. So the fighting is great, but the rest surrounding it, so slightly fresh considering for the fans of the genre, but the rest would have needed work, and we needed an editor, Rob, like you perhaps said, this movie shouldn't be 2 hours long, but I'm really looking forward to it. It will get a release here in Germany. I don't know when, but it will come out here. And another movie that actually got a theatrical release here, but was on streaming immediately in the States. I watched Roleplay with Kaylee Kugo.
Oh, there you go.
And I quite enjoyed it because it plays a big part, plays in Berlin, which is always nice to see German location. The only thing I have to say, it's labeled as an action comedy, which is actually not true. There is not many laughs to get. It's more like a slight thriller, I would say. So action comedy for me actually wasn't really the fitting description of the movie. But I quite enjoyed it. I would actually purchase it if it would come out on Blu-ray. That was the stuff that I watched, Rob. Literally.
Well, good stuff. Good stuff.
So have we some super chats that came in probably?
Yeah, let me see.
Over the time we
there's
talk.
some. There must be some. Let's see. Yes, of course. Thomas Logan says the first hour of Maxine is glorious. The second hour, shit.
No.
Well, I don't know what to say.
You're right.
Yeah. Journey's End says, has there been any word if Picard Season 3 could get a 4K release? It wasn't finished in 4K. It was finished in 2K. They didn't have the money to do the effects in 4K or anything, so we'd just be getting an upscale
Probably
anyway.
not likely.
So, yeah, probably not likely.
No.
Adventure Square says, I caught Deadpool and Wolverine on Screen X, which has 2 extra screens on each side. Have you and Dieter seen one of those, and did you like it? I've never seen Screen X, but I object to it just on principle.
Rob, I don't think we have something in Germany like that.
Yeah, I don't think you guys do either. So, for me, like, I don't like gimmicks.
And we don't even, Rob, I don't know if we have a theater here in Germany who has what is called, Rob, 40X.
Right, yeah, that's what it's 40X. I mean, I'm not a fan. Major Chai Chai says,
but hopefully, Rob, at least you will like the 3D of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes.
Even if the movie disappointed you.
Major Chai Chai says, happy birthday, Robert. You owe me a picture. What? Wait a minute. What picture is that? I do. I think I do, because I sent her a picture. Forza Jersey. Is that Forza the game? The driving game? Forza Jersey says,
Forza
you guys...
Horizon, I know only.
I know. He says Forza Jersey. Maybe he's wearing to game me as a thing. You guys make physical media great again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Make physical media... That's true.
That's why we're here.
That is why we're here. My God. Kenneth Colton says, gentlemen, grab your pulse rifles. Oh, I already said that. I already said it. We got a banger. It's coming. Yes, it's true. I think we're all caught up. Hang on. Let me just check more. Yeah, we're caught up. Yes, sir.
So, Rob, even if we have more stuff to show, I would say, why we don't switch it up a little and you do the news section. What will coming out?
Oh, you want me to do the news section, do you? There's actually a lot of really interesting stuff coming up. Let's see what we've got. First of all, let's see. Is this part of the news section? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ooh. We knew it was coming. One of the greatest movies ever made. Criterion's released this on every format, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray, but they haven't released it on 4K yet. BFI, they're the first to the punch, is releasing one of the greatest movies ever, one of the great inspirations of Star Wars, Seven Samurai in 4K. Oh my God. How great can this be? I couldn't get to the screening even though I bought tickets at the American Cinematheque a couple of weeks ago, excuse me. This is one of the, perhaps the greatest release of the year. I mean, my God, we got Chinatown, we got The Conversation, we got Seven Samurai. I would say in terms of cinema legacy, this year is 2024 is a great year for 4Ks, a great year for restorations. I mean, my God. And this, my friends, I mean, I'm sure every country under the sun's going to release a version of this in 4K, but this isn't bad to start out with.
No,
so
definitely not.
Amazing. Tinto Brass has Cheeky. Cheeky. I have not seen Tinto Brass, our European sexpert. Obviously, the man who directed the original version of Caligula that's coming out. Here is coming along Cheeky. I know nothing about this movie, but I love his logo of his name. And as somebody who's an ass man, how can I not want to buy this film? So there you go. Cheeky coming out from Tinto Brass. Let's buy it.
Brass.
Now, then we have, I believe, has Adela not had supper yet? I want to say this is a Czechoslovakian movie. This is some crazy ass. I'd never heard of this movie until a couple months ago. I talked about this earlier on the show.
Okay.
This is coming out in a box set, and it looks like a great farce, and it has a great storied history, but I can't remember it now. But it's coming out, and it looks great. It looks hilarious. The trailer for this movie is amazing.
Is the movie new up or it's
no? I want to say it's from 1977.
Oh, okay.
But don't quote me on that. Look it up.
Yeah.
Adele has not had supper yet. The trailer is great, and the company that restored it, and I'm drawing a blank on it, so I apologize. But look this up. This movie, when you watch the trailer for Adele has not had supper yet. Adele has not had supper yet. Yeah. You will want to buy this movie. It looks terrific. There's the box set. Can't wait. Then, Kino Lorber is putting out the original 1970s version of Murder on the Orient Express, coming out in 4K. You go, Kino Lorber. Yeah. Very exciting. Very
coffee
exciting.
And cake movie, Rob.
Coffee. A coffee? Yes, it is. Please tell the folks at home, how is this a coffee and cake movie?
A coffee and cake movie is normally, I would say, a movie that you already know. So you don't have to pay pretty close attention, because if you are eating a cake and you put the fork in the cake, you're losing picture information, But if you are already familiar with the movie, and it shouldn't be a very light movie, Not a Terrifier. Terrifier is not a coffee and cake movie. No. But Murder on the Orient Express is totally for me a coffee and cake
you can
movie.
watch this with your mom or grandmother. Come on.
Exactly, Rob. Exactly. You know what I mean. Coffee and cake. Coffee and cake movie.
Now we have Tsukamoto, who made Tetsuo the Iron Man, his film Vital.
Ooh, that looks interesting, Rob.
I know, I don't know this movie. Shinya Tsukamoto. Yeah. And there it is, Vital. I want to see this. It's not. I don't think it's in the Arrow box set. I'm not sure if it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there it is, coming out. Box set.
Yeah.
It's got an 18 rating. All right.
Always good, Rob. Always good.
Always good.
Probably sexual.
Here's another Hong Kong film, World Without Thieves. I've never seen this. Sounds great. Why not buy it? We love our Hong Kong cinema.
Yeah.
Sony putting out a classic title that I don't know anything about. I think it's 1934, Once to Every Woman. I love getting these old 30s movies, these restorations. Don't know much about it, but they're putting it out. I'm like, wow, if Sony's putting this at the front, this must be a banger of a film. It's on the cusp of the Hays Code. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to buy it.
Could almost be, Rob, one of the movies who ended up in a volume set.
Maybe, but I think it's probably too niche.
Even more unknown.
Yeah,
Too unknown.
Yeah.
Too unknown.
Now, Criterion's modern label is putting out this Turkish film about dry grasses. I don't know much about this movie, but I actually really enjoyed Turkish cinema. I connect with it, but Criterion's partner label is putting this one out, so pretty cool. Again, foreign cinema that we don't get a lot of exposure to in the United States. It's great to be able to get it on physical media and enjoy it. Kind of like the horror movie Bastian that I got from Turkey. Go get that one. I'm not trying to equate About Dry Grass with Bastian. I don't think About Dry Grass will have a cop drug bust in it that goes to hell. But whatever, maybe.
Arai, yeah.
Don't know. Arai, yes. Then we've got, this is really cool. Again, a Kino Lorber release from the Cohen Media Group. Made in England. This is a documentary about Powell and Pressburger, the people that made the Red Shoes. And Michael Powell made, of course, Peeping Tom, one of Tales of Hoffman. Both Martin Scorsese and, believe it or not, George Romero were huge fans of Powell and Pressburger. Very cool to have this coming out on disc. So that documentary. And then we've also got Riot in a Woman's Prison from Raro, which is another subgenre or subtitle. I mean, a sub release. Whatever it is, Kino Lorber puts this out. So, Dieter, how can you not want to see Riot in a Woman's Prison?
It's on the top of my list.
That's what I thought. I knew it was. God bless you, sir. God bless you. Now we come to Vinegar Syndrome.
Ooh.
And they are releasing some very interesting stuff. Beginning with Hell's Trap. I don't even know what this movie is. I don't know what a lot of Vinegar Syndrome movies are, but I love Vinegar Syndrome because let's go back and talk about they released Showgirls, and they released one of my favorite Ozploitation films from the 80s, Body Melt, that almost ended my relationship with Elizabeth. They put it out in a glorious, beautiful edition, and they put out Liquid fucking Sky. My God, do I love Vinegar Syndrome. So this is part of their new release. Look at that cover. Oh, my God. Hell's
Cover is great.
Trap. Then we have My Father is a Hero, another Hong Kong film with Jet Li.
Okay.
Putting that out.
Nice.
So go Vinegar Syndrome. You go. That's like, why not get that, right? Bloodbath at the House of Death. This cover doesn't give me a lot of confidence, but who doesn't want to watch a bloodbath at the House of Death? Now, here's a movie I've owned.
It's more like a comedy.
Here's a movie I've owned in other formats. Quentin Tarantino loves this movie in 4K. Devil Times 5. Even though there's only 4 kids, it's about 5 kids, murderous children. I love movies about murderous children, and this is one of the best in terms of exploitation. Yes, it's crudely made, but it's great stuff.
Have to take note, Rob. Have to take note.
Oh, get Devil Times 5. By the way, Dietz, know that it's a very crudely made, low-budget 70s shocker.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there you go. Devil Times 5. And then look, we've got Love on Delivery in Shawscope. This is not in the Shawscope box set, Shawscope Volume 3, but it is Shawscope Vinegar Syndrome style. Love on Delivery. I don't know what kind of love this box is promising, but I want to find out. Don't know.
Nice.
Have no idea. And then their partner label that put out Little Darlings is putting out
Wait a little. It says love on Delivery. Weren't you in love with your bean grower? Love on Delivery?
Hey, you know what? Stop with the... You know what? No, I was not in love with my bean grower. And by the way, that could be a euphemism because most of the girls that I've met in my life have been in love with their bean growers. The problem is men don't know how to grow beans on their bean growers. And wait, what? Hang on. What am I saying? Wait, this is... I am going off the rails here because it's late night. Have some more moonshine. Oh, wait, it's just water. Either way. So let's go back. I wasn't talking about bean growers or whatever. Thieves Like Us is directed by Robert Altman. And there you go. Shelley Duvall, rest in peace, and Keith Carradine in a Robert Altman film. Pretty interesting. And then a movie I don't know. It's not the Joyride we know, but it's an older Joyride. They're putting that out as well. So you go, Vinegar Syndrome. Then we go to the land down under to Imprint. They're putting out the TV Movie of the Week compilation, and then something the Baron. I don't even know. This is like Australian television. I have no idea what it is. So they're putting it out, coming out.
Me neither.
They put out, they're putting out Danger Man. They put out The Prisoner. It's all good. They do a great job. Don't know what this is. And then here, coming from Unearthed Films, Malcolm McDowell and Martin Sokas, Evelenko, about a Soviet serial killer. This came out in the early aughts. I like this movie. I've seen this movie. Liked it. Malcolm McDowell. Brutal serial killer film in 4K. Ooh. And pretty good. Go, Unearthed Films. You go. Then we've got something that'll... The Time of My Life, or whatever that is. I don't know what it is. That's maybe the wrong thing. Ghost. Coming out in 4K. From Paramount. I love this movie. Who doesn't love it? Bruce Joel Rubin, who wrote Brainstorm, and Jacob's Ladder wrote this. It's a very romantic film. Whoopi Goldberg's in it. Vincent Schiavelli's in it. I mean, you gotta love. Patrick Swayze is in it. Everyone loves Ghost. Who doesn't love it? There it is.
Excellent.
So these are good titles, but now we get to what Scream Factory is putting out. Because you know what? You look at the October releases of a lot of boutique companies. You expect goodness. Shout Factory, Scream Factory, does not disappoint. And I think their slate of movies for this Universal heavy. Obviously, they have a deal with Universal, but beginning with Robert Zemeckis' Death Becomes Her. Meryl Streep, great title, in 4K. Joe Johnson's The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins, Emily Blunt, and Hugo Weaving. Ooh. And then George Romero, my God, more George Romero 4K, Land of the Dead, which I maintain has more influence on The Walking Dead than any single movie ever. I love Land of the Dead. Can't wait to get it in 4K. Of course, Nicholas Pileggi from the X-Files. Shocker. Not 2 in the V, 1 in the B, but the shocker of Wes Craven. In 4K.
What a great soundtrack.
Come on. Oh, my God. Totally. And then we get to M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong, or as John Campea says, the Sham Hammer. Shyamalama Ding Dong clearly made Trap that a lot of people aren't digging, but hey, whatever.
No.
Devil, a movie that he produced that I actually quite liked. I saw this in the theater. Enjoyed it. Coming out from Scream Factory in 4K in October. Now, here's, interestingly enough, a Blu-ray of As Above, So Below. Haven't seen this. A recent horror film. Some people really like this film. I don't know much about it because I haven't seen it.
Looks cool.
And then, I know, right? And then rounding out their Halloween extravaganza, Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell in 4K. Sign me up, Dietz. What do you think? You can buy this?
Yeah, totally. I think, wasn't there an Australian release of Drag Me to Hell, but it wasn't 4K.
No.
It was a special edition, I think.
I have a Blu-ray of this.
But it was not. Yeah,
or early days, but getting a 4K.
I haven't seen it in a long time, Rob, so memory is a little fuzzy on Drag Me to Hell.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah.
And now, George Feltenstein and the boys at Warner Brothers have Warner Archive, Journey into Fear, Joseph Cotton, Dolores Del Rio, Orson Welles. Look at this. A Mercury production. I've seen this movie many times. I love it. Now I can have it on Blu-ray. You go, Warner Brothers. Then we got Conflict. Humphrey Bogart. And, of course, Sidney Greenstreet. I mean, come on. Sidney, I love Sidney Greenstreet. He's a great
Conflict.
actor. Conflict coming out. And you know what? George Feltenstein mandating the classic artwork on the covers. Love it. And then MGM's Bathing Beauty with Red Skelton. My God, Esther Williams. Boy, these were the days. Tell me you want to get down to fuck without telling me you want to get down to fuck. Bathing Beauty. 1930s, I think. They couldn't say what they really wanted to do, which is too bad. Then we've got I Remember Mama, Irene Dunn, George Stevens, one of the great directors, Barbara Bel Geddes, another great classic film from Warner Archive. And then they go into the modern age with The Prairie Home Companion. Garrison Keillor is, of course, in this, but it's a movie version of his NPR radio series. Good stuff there. Then we've got Johnny Quest movies on Blu-ray, Cyber Insects, and Johnny's Golden Quest. Because, you know, Warner Archive has been serving up Hanna-Barbera movies. They've been doing a good job servicing the catalog. Good for Warner Archive. Thank you very much, George Feltenstein, and everybody at Warner Archive. Which brings us to the top-selling Blu-ray discs. Now, these are Blu-rays. Fall Guy number 1, The Boy and the Heron number 2, Civil War 3, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, Twister, The Strangers Chapter 1, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which you loved, right? Dune Part 2.
No, I didn't, Rob.
Oh, I know. I was just kidding. By the way, Max Allen Collins and his wife want me to tell you you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's not. It's not, Max. It's not.
Top-selling 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs. Boy and the Heron number 1. Fall Guy number 2.
Yeah.
Twister number 3. Civil War 4. Oppenheimer 5.
Okay.
Risky Business, which I haven't got mine, but that was Criterion. Dune Part 2. The Thing.
The Thing?
I know. It's crazy, right?
Some Schnippchens drop there. There has to be some
I
Schnippchens.
I know. Justice League Part 3, and of course, The Dark Knight Trilogy coming up in the rear. There's the news, Deets. All the news that's fit to print.
That's fit to print. So, Rob, I would say some super chats are left to
Let's
do
see.
before we show more stuff.
I don't know. We could show more stuff. Let's see. Well, I have to go back and look. Hang on. Kelvin Wellborn is here. Says Bloodbath at the House of Death, staple of youth. Well, Kelvin, if you know that film and it was a staple of your youth, you're a better man than I. God bless you, sir. God bless you. You know, when you're down under, and you can always go down under, you're better than the rest of us. Because most men in America don't know the joys of going down under. Wait, what? Hang on. Thomas Logan says, discuss Second Sight's release of the extended Blair Witch director's cut. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah. Second Sight is releasing a director's or longer version of the Blair Witch.
They are?
Project.
I haven't even seen that.
Me neither, Rob. But I hope they will at least feature both versions. Because I don't know if the Blair Witch Project needs a longer cut. But could be wrong. Because it took some time to get into the woods, you know. So hopefully both versions on the package that they will be releasing. But I haven't dived into the release myself. I just heard it from Thomas that they will put it out. Isn't it 25 years now?
Yeah.
When Blair
99.
When
yeah.
Blair Witch Project,
Yeah.
so 99. Yeah.
So Thomas Logan wants me to explain why Pier Paolo Pasolini's Salo is a masterpiece. I don't know if I could call it that. So for me personally, when I was a young whippersnapper, when I was 13 years old, going into the second video store in the United States, which was in Seattle, and there were two guys that were very instrumental in shaping my young life, Bud Warner and Steve Hitcher.
Yeah.
I miss those guys. I wonder what happened. Steve got pissed at me. I don't know. But I was a kid, Steve. I still love you, man. So they were showing me things, bootleg video cassettes of like Jerry Gross's production of I Drink Your Blood. Bud got me Maniac before it was even available on the West Coast because it hadn't come out here. It only opened in New York. And they showed me Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time. I mean, all this stuff on bootleg videotapes. But the one thing they wouldn't show me...
The nasties, Rob. The nasties.
They wouldn't show me... They'd show me everything. But they wouldn't show me Solo. The 120 Days of Sodom. Now, they wouldn't show it to me. So, of course, in your mind, I'm like, they're showing me Texas Chainsaw and I Drink Your Blood. Like, how bad could Solo be? Well, what I didn't understand when I was a kid, I didn't understand verisimilitude. And I didn't understand, like, Texas Chainsaw has a lot of verisimilitude. There's no fantasy in Texas Chainsaw. And part of its power is it feels like you're watching a documentary movie. Whereas Nightmare on Elm Street, when Johnny Depp gets sucked into a bed and ground up and his blood is flung all over the room, you know that's not real. It's in a fantasy context. Yep. And well, Solo, these guys wouldn't show it to me. And finally, it was shown at the Neptune Theater. I was in high school, and I recruited like 10 people to go. I'm like, we have to go see this movie, this notorious film that my friends who warped my mind, my young mind, would not show me. Like, they drew the line. And I had no idea why. I didn't.
But you need to close the gap, Rob.
Well, yeah, so here's the thing about Solo. Solo is a movie that takes place during World War II, and it's basically about these intellectual fascists who take over this castle, and they go to the surrounding countryside, and they get all the hot teenage flesh to come up to the castle. And they are going to live out the dreams of the 120 days of the Marquis de Sade. And they torture these kids, and the most notorious scene is they make the kids they capture shit in bowls. And they collect all the shit, and they serve it at a dinner party. And they make these kids eat human feces. Now, I know that it was chocolate. But when you're watching the movie... It truly is one of the most distasteful movies, so to speak. It's a really hard sit.
It was forbidden, Robbie.
And it's very intellectual, and it's very and yes, there's body mutilation and sexual violence, and it ain't fun. I think it's an important film. I think today, if you showed it to young whippersnappers, that it would blow their minds. I mean, literally, people would probably be dead on the sidewalk. Battle Royale style. They wouldn't even need a little explosive. They'd just watch the movie, and they'd be so fucking triggered, their brain would go, and they'd just fall dead. I mean, it's that hardcore. But the problem is, it's not fun. Like, you and I know that watching exploitation cinema is fun, as transgressive as it might be. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a masterpiece, but it ain't fun. The replayability of it is not fun. Dawn of the Dead, Romero's Dawn of the Dead, is fun. It's fun for all the hell's poppin' violence, but Solo is decidedly unfun. Like Martyrs. Watching Martyrs is not fun. You think it's going to be fun, but by the way, I love it. I love it for that, but it ain't fun. Solo, maybe it's a masterpiece, very distasteful and a very hard watch. And again, Criterion's put it out.
I could be wrong, but I think it was forbidden in Germany. Rob.
Oh, I can imagine. Wrong, yeah, because it's all about World War II. But I would say this: I've owned the Laserdisc, the Blu-ray. I can't wait to get a 4K.
Of course.
But that is all the news
It has that status, Rob. It has that status.
Yeah. So Thomas Logan, there you go. What can I say? Paul Allen Bernardo says, Dieter, don't forget my letter I sent you. Thanks. He knows. Van Adam.
We're through with the show, Paul. Hold your horses.
Van Adam says, Guten Morgen. Just wanted to buy Dieter a drink and thank you, Rob, for the recent show on sincerity in writing. Really good. Till the next member chat. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. A lot of people apparently resonated with that show because the last two shows have been getting a lot of traction, so people have dug them. So we're all caught up on super chats. If you want to send in more, you can. We now I don't know where we're at. Do you have more to show? Because I do.
I would just intersect the letter from Paul and Brunotto.
Well, there you go.
So that he is satisfied, Paul. So Paul and Brunotto writes in, fantastic foreign films not yet on 4K. Hello, Dieter and Rob. Hope you both are well, as I noticed some high-profile foreign movies have finally been announced or have just been released on 4K, but there's a few personal choices I would love to see on this format, such as Beauty and the Beast, 1946, City of God, Das Boot, not Boot, Das Boot, Diva, M, Metropolis, the complete version, Solaris, 1972, Stalker, and War and Peace, 1966 to 67, complete version, to name a few. I know Criterion have released Akira Kurosawa's The Masterworks, Essential Fellini, Godzilla, the Show era films, and Ingmar Bergman's Cinema Blu-ray collections respectively. What international movie titles would you both like to see on 4K? Catch you later, Paul Allen Brunotto. From the top of my head, since we've got a bittersweet life, I would love to see some more Korean stuff. We've got Memories of Murder, but I Saw the Devil. Perhaps Robin Bose would.
Yeah, I would love to see it
on 4K. Of course, we both would love Bang Boom Bang on 4K, but I'm happy with the Blu-ray too. And Fort Fairlane is always on my top of the list to get a 4K. Yes, Rob, I know you saw the extended cut back in the day. No, urban legend. I call that urban legend.
Look.
So Rob,
Paul, I would love to get Diva in 4K. Diva, Jean-Jacques Benet's first feature. I love Diva. I'd love to get that. I mean, there's a lot of things. Obviously, Amelie can never come out in 4K, as we learned, but that new transfer is amazing. There's so many. I mean, all these things. War and Peace. A lot of Criterion titles mentioned. They're probably going to come out in 4K. They probably will.
It should be. Yeah, it should be. It should be needed as a 4K. Like you said, Emily doesn't give you anything. Probably.
I mean, it just doesn't exist. They didn't spend the money to do a proper upscale, but it looks fantastic. I mean, like you said. To me, a 4K upgrade has to be done correctly.
That's what I meant.
I mean, it really does. And, I want the best possible version of the movie that you can get. And Seven Samurai is something I would love to. A lot of people say, I don't need it in 4K because it's black and white. But I would say that a great 4K transfer preserves what the information on the negative is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, I have to say that again, people are like, well, old man shouting at clouds. There's a lot of people on 4K forums that they don't know fuck all about what they're talking about because they don't know the process of photochemical film. They just don't understand. And they also don't understand. They'll complain about a movie like Ghostbusters or Close Encounters, not understanding that live action footage combined with optically printed effects that have multiple layers of celluloid, the grain patterns are exponentially heightened. So there's no way around that. And there's a lot of people that don't get that. And it's very frustrating. Like when I was a kid, I was very aware of the history of cinema. Like when I was 5, 6, 7 and watching classic Universal monster movies on an NTSC television, I still knew what their expectations were and what their limitations were and what my expectations were. And nowadays it's like people don't take into consideration, they expect everything to look like a Pixar film. And it's really weird. It's really weird that people that are talking about physical media are that uneducated about the medium of cinema. And I would like to see some of these restorations go into that with people so they can understand more. It's not people's fault. It's the fact that it's a lost art. So, just a thought. Your mileage, maybe.
Especially considering black and white, Rob. We always use a grayscale, to measure our TVs, So a black and white 4K could be great.
Totally. I mean, look, black and white 4K is amazing. It's amazing. So I can't wait to get Seven Samurai. It's like what you're getting is the closest representation of what was projected in theaters.
And we will get full user, Rob, in a black and chrome edition too.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So we are caught up, sir.
Nice. So Rob, we have more stuff to show. Who starts?
Why don't you show? Go ahead.
Okay.
Man. What do you have today?
Yeah. From Eureka, which features Sammo in a little small role, I bought the Double Crossers. A really, really fine movie. Comes with reversible cover artwork. Perhaps a little bit light on the action. Would have loved if there was a little bit more. But it comes with a booklet in it. So the double crosser. I think it's from 1976, was it? Yes, 1976. So an older Hong Kong title from Eureka. The next one was on Chris Stuckman's Best of the Year list. And I think it was his number one, but I could be wrong. It came out as a 4K here. I bought the animated movie, the first Slam Dunk. This is limited to 1,000 pieces. The steelbook contains the 4K and the Blu-ray. And it comes with a little bit of I think it's a character poster. Wait, we have some art cards in it too. So there are some stickers. First Slam Dunk. Then we have some art cards in it. So I'm really looking forward to it. So it was nice that it's getting a 4K release here. And I think here's a little bit of more of a character poster. So the first Slam Dunk, let me just put it quickly back. And the next one I already bought now for a second time. And the bill will get out to my friend Thomas Logan. Because he made me buy this. Thomas, I hate you for that. You will get the bill for it. Because he showed me that and I thought, no. The cover looks like an Asylum movie. And I looked at it again. And I looked at it again. And I fell in love with the cover artwork. This is the Italian movie, but it's just a Blu-ray of Civil War. Just a guy with a machine gun helicopter. But this is the Italian one. And it comes, the English track is just the DTS 5.1. But for my setting, that sometimes can work better. And we all know Civil War has a great sound design. This one I showed 2 weeks ago, Rob, but I had to send it back because it was damaged. Soldier Blue, so this is the new one, which is fine. It's not dented.
I need to get that, by the way.
Soldier Blue. The Lullaby of Manslaughter, Rob, the German title. Das Wiegenlied vom Totschlag. Then I was surprised, just as with Deadpool, he was disappointed when I heard, no, it's not my type of movie. Of course I bought a greenish Vista in 4K. It's just a 4K, nothing else. And I will probably, since I love Twister, probably get a special edition of the movie later down the line. Then I think in America it comes out as a 3 discs. So this is only the 2 discs. I got the steelbook of The Fall Guy.
Nice.
Which we have to give a shout out to Universal, Rob, which put out the extended and the theatrical version both on a separate 4K, which is great. And this comes with some special features, but I think in America you get a 3-disc set, Rob.
Nice.
Where the bonus features are on the 3rd disc. And I love the cover artwork of the special of the steelbook. The Fall Guy. Which I said, I love the extended cut more. Even if it makes the movie longer. Ken the Bag has some good ratings on IMDb. It says it's produced by Michael Fassbender with Barry Keoghan. It's called Shadow of Violence, Rob. It's not a newer movie, it's perhaps a little bit older, but looking forward to it. Shadow of Violence.
Nice.
Already switched it so I could get rid of the German rating. So I give it all to you, Rob.
Okay. Well, let's go to where I'm at. First of all, let's start with some domestic releases. This is the Rocky Ultimate Knockout collection.
Finally.
They fixed the versions.
So everyone fixed.
Everything's fixed. Both versions of Rocky 4 are in this. So it's Rocky 1, 2, 3, 2 versions of Rocky 4, Rocky 5, and Rocky Balboa. Everything is fixed. Box set.
Awesome.
Nice, right? Then a movie that I love that is woefully underrated and underappreciated.
That was the box, Rob, which should outcome immediately, Rob.
What's that?
That was the box that should. That was the box that should have come out immediately.
Totally. Guy Ritchie's A Man from U.N.C.L.E. from Arrow.
Oh, nice. You got it.
I did get that, and a reversible sleeve.
Awesome.
It's got a lot of special features. I love this movie.
Me too.
And don't make Army Hammer cannibal jokes. This movie rules.
Rob, if I can't understand Henry Cavill when he speaks German.
Well, there you go. Man from U.N.C.L.E. Love it. Another movie that I love, Alexander Payne, 4K Election.
Yeah.
Election in this under Paramount.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they got their, and then of course, I haven't opened this up yet, but love these Paramount 4K titles. I love this movie. Tracy Flick, love it. And then finally, I did get the Amazon special edition of Civil War with Charlie de Lauzirika. You showed this.
Cool.
Charlie de Lauzirika's
great cover too.
Yeah, it's great.
Great cover.
This documentary that Charlie made is terrific. It's a return to form for all special feature documentaries. It's terrific. It's actually, I haven't watched the movie itself, the disc. I've seen the movie, but I watched Charlie's documentary. It's fan-fucking-tastic.
Awesome.
Then I think you got it.
Cliff Stevenson did the extras for Maxine.
Yes. You got to get it. And then I think you showed this already, but I had to get the 4K of Michael Mann's Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah.
You already showed this is from England, the Sky version of it. I mean, come on. They didn't release this in 4K in America.
No.
Fuck you. But anyway, I got it from the UK.
Hey.
But you know what they did release in America? Rita Hayworth, Orson Welles, and The Lady from Shanghai. One of the great classic films of all time. I did not look to see. I don't think this has there's no reversible cover, but hey, this is a great cover. Why do you need to reverse it? You can just keep looking at it because it's that good. So those are from all over the place. Now, what I have left is what I got from the Criterion Sale, except Risky Business, which has been shipped, but I don't have it yet. Should I show you what I bought at the Criterion? So, I only buy Criterions now when they're on sale, half price, Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, totally.
Because there's no reason.
Which most people do, Rob.
And I will say this: Pat Garrett and Billy Kid and Bound were sold out when I went to buy them.
Ooh.
That I will get them eventually, but Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid and Bound were discs I desperately wanted in 4K. Couldn't get them. They were out, so I didn't get them. And Risky Business should be here any day. They've shipped it. It just came out this week. But I got Peter Bogdanovich's. These are all 4K. I only buy 4K from Criterion now. Last Picture Show. Great film. David Lynch's Lost Highway. Jean-Pierre Melville, one of my favorite filmmakers. Le Samurai with Alain Delon in 4K. Akira Kurosawa's Dreams in 4K, which has some amazing stuff in it. Obviously, Terrence Malick's something I've been holding off on for a long time.
Yeah.
I finally got Days of Heaven in 4K, which is amazing. You already showed this. Heroic Trio and the Executioners in 4K. Again, another disc that I should have bought like a year ago, but didn't. Farewell, My Concubine, which came out, I think, this week in 4K. Terrific film.
Yeah.
And then, of course, one of my favorites, Danny Boyle's, and I know people talk about the crazy packaging, whatever, Train Spotting in 4K. Love this movie. Great to have in 4K. By the way, T2 Train Spotting 2 is one of the great sequels ever made. Come at me, bro. But yeah, so there you go. That was my. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to get 9, 10, and 11 was Risky Business, which I don't have yet. And that's everything I've got for the last week. A lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff coming from all around the world. A lot of things coming out. A lot of stuff to buy.
Yeah. So I have a few titles left, Rob.
No, let's see what you got, buddy. Bring it on.
Okay. The first one, which came out on 4K. Here, you showed the first Omen, Rob, and I show the better movie, Immaculate. Just because I saw that first, and then I saw the first Omen, and the stories are very, very similar.
You just like Sydney Sweeney's boobs. Come on, in 4K, you know.
This is the German media book. It's the 4K, and the Blu-ray in it.
Look, we should just be happy we're really getting nunsploitation.
Yeah.
Satanic cults, for me, devil babies. I love it.
So this for me is a little bit over the first Omen. Then the next one will come out as a 4K in the States. This is not a 4K. And my hope was a little bit that the movie would be a little bit better. It was fine. I bought the German media book of Exuma, which will come out on 4K from Velgo USA.
Oh, really? It's not that great? I was looking forward to that.
It's good, Rob, but don't expect the wailing. Just saying that. Don't expect the wailing, because we have some shaman stuff in here too, you know. And this is not a Blu-ray of the movie. This is sometimes they put in a second movie, which I actually don't know, which is always great thing to do. So, Exuma, this is the media book, limited 2,000.
Yeah, man.
And Rob, I told you about, I saw the Ranger Digital, and I love the movie, and there is one Blu-ray out, which I gotten from eBay. I think it's from Canada. I bought the Ranger as a Blu-ray DVD combo, you know, it has the bilingual cover artwork, so French and English. And strangely enough, it came from eBay, Rob, and it came with some lobby cards, actually.
Wow.
Attached to it. And you better follow the rules, or the Ranger will be pissed. So lucky to have it. And I think I threw it in. It says Dolby Digital, but it was a DTS trick.
Nice.
But there's a DVD on it. Perhaps that's why it says perhaps Dolby Digital here on the back. The Ranger, unfortunately, this is the only release of the movie that I knew of. The next one, Rob. Normally, you start with the first one, then of course you go to the sequel. But this one, I watched the sequel because I skipped on the first one because the reviews of the first one were so terribly bad, Rob, that I even cancelled my pre-order for the first one.
Wait, Dietz. Everyone knows on the internet, you are the world's greatest trash panda.
Exactly.
So if something is so bad, what would possibly, what was it that made you cancel an order?
I canceled my pre-order.
But why? What did you hear that made you want to cancel the order?
The reviews, it was on many of the worst movies list of the year, and I said, okay.
I would think that's like great cocaine for you. Why wouldn't you just like, come on?
Yeah, and I canceled it. And then the sequel came out, and it seemed they listened to the criticism of the first movie, and I said, okay,
my God.
With the second one, I gave it a shot, and I quite enjoyed it, Rob. Do you have an idea, Rob, of what I'm talking about?
How could I leave this up to you.
Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey, Part 2, Rob. So I skipped the first one.
Are you kidding
but I bought a second one. This is a 4K steelbook, and I quite enjoyed the second one, I have to say. We're looking forward what the Pooh universe will come up next, but I haven't seen the first one, and luckily,
so much for our credibility.
Yeah, you don't have to see the first one. Yeah, you show the good stuff, Rob. You bring the glass, I bring the trash. Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey, but I quite enjoyed it, Rob. Really, everyone who likes gore, who likes slasher, should give it a try. Looks good. Sounds great.
Is it the Terrifier 2 of the Blood and Honey franchise?
I haven't seen the first one, Rob, but the first one was on many worst of the year list, and even I said, okay, I will skip that. But it seems like they heard the criticism, and with all the hype that the first one got, considering the title, the IP went into the public domain, so it made quite a little bit of a splash, so they could afford to do a sequel and even want to start the Pooh universe. So this, my steelbook here from Germany.
Oh joy, the Pooh multiverse. Count me in.
If that, Rob, isn't your cup of tea, I have something here for you. God damn it, Rob. You're always asking, where's my erotic?
Two girls, one cup of tea.
Where is my eroticism gone?
Yeah,
here it is, Rob. In 10 movies. Is it 10 movies? 10 movies, 9 discs. Nippon erotica.
Oh,
Rob.
wait. What? What is this? What?
Nippon erotica.
Nippon
Those are
is
10
right.
movies.
What is
on
this?
9
What's
on 9 discs. So this is the whole complete box from 2010.
Where did you get this from?
This is from Germany, Rob. It comes from the Bush company, and
I'm sure it absolutely comes from the Bush company.
I didn't thought about that, Rob. Exactly.
This is why we do a show together. Japan is one of the one countries in the world where Bush still.
Yeah, and I already know 2 of the 10 movies. I know Safe Word, which I showed probably months ago, and Anti-Porno. I think I have that movie too. The other one are totally unknown to me. Wet Woman in the Wind, When the Rain Falls,
Oh man,
White Lily.
These are the greatest titles I've ever heard in my life.
Drive Me Wild, Dawn of Felines, Afternoon Delight. Perhaps a coffee and cake movie, Rob.
Okay, Dawn. No, I think Dawn of Felines is for all the cat ladies out there. Aren't all ladies cat ladies?
I'm speaking of the movie Afternoon Delight, Rob. And the movie that's called Hand. The German title is Deine Hände auf meiner Haut, Your Hands on My Skin. So this is the whole box set here.
Wait, is this new or from 2010?
This is new, Rob. The movies are from 2010, 2024.
Bro, can I order this online? I need this.
Rob, unfortunately, no English subtitles. But let me just see.
Does it matter, though?
Unfortunately. I would
Does it
think
really
so, Rob.
matter?
Let me just... no, it's just say subtitles in German,
As
and
you
it comes
say,
with a
God
booklet.
damn it!
It comes with a booklet which features
But-
the original poster artworks of.
Does it have German subtitles?
Yeah, of course. Rob.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I can use Google Translate and watch it through my phone. And it instantaneously
yeah.
translates. Laugh all you want. Of course, when you're holding up your phone and watching erotic movies, it doesn't really help get you where you want to go.
Isn't that a great set, Rob? You know, 9 discs, Rob, and 10 movies.
Yeah,
Nippon,
it's fantastic, dude.
Erotic. And Nippon Erotica. And the coup de grace, piece de resistance, this week, because this was one of the greatest recommendations of this year, coming from you, where you said, dude, watch this movie, don't read up on it, just watch it. And I was pretty happy to stumble across that it did get a release in Spain. The Coffee Table.
Oh,
is
and by the way, look at that
Spain.
cover.
Yeah.
Oh, how great!
And
Wait, is that
this is
is that a Blu-ray?
Of course, Rob. It is a Blu-ray.
Did you get that from
Would have
Amazon
known.
Spain? Where'd you get that? Amazon Spain?
Amazon Spain. But
Is it-
it's not coming from Amazon Spain. It's a third party. And it is the company who does actually the Blu-ray.
Bro, is there English subtitles on it?
Of course.
Oh,
And
I
it's
need that.
region-free.
Oh,
And it's region-free.
I
You
need
already
that.
would know that. It's already
Oh,
on
I
an
need
Instagram
that.
post. You
All right.
know? The Coffee Table. The
I
Coffee
need
Table.
that.
One of my greatest experiences of this year. Thanks to Europe. Great recommendation. Still.
I know
But
what
I can
I'm
get
doing.
But I can get it when people after 15 minutes says, I'm skipping out.
Yeah, those people are
at this
stupid.
point. Yeah. Because the experience was great. And we still need to find that culprit, Rob, who forgot the 5th screw for putting the table together, you know, the IKEA coffee table. So this was my own, Rob, for the last 2 weeks. Let me
Well,
just get the
I mean, I have to say,
in my Nippon Erotica.
between the two of us, are we up into like thousands of dollars of discs? Wait,
And
what?
totally different titles, Rob. I don't think we have one title this week.
Well, to be fair,
both of
I
us
was
are.
showing things you'd already shown, like the Executioners and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, but sometimes we have stuff that comes out, you know, identical, and we have sometimes the
That's
same.
true.
but
It's
this
true.
week-
I would say, you know, and I got more
this
stuff
week, I don't
coming.
think we
Risky
have-
business is coming, and so
Yeah.
I can't complain. All I know is there's lots of great physical media, and we're living in a gold rush of physical media.
Definitely.
And isn't it great?
Totally.
My God, do I love it? I love it so.
So, just on a quick note, Rob, 2 movies that I've seen from Blu-ray. I watched The Last Breath. Unfortunately, pretty mediocre. I would rather recommend from the director The Dive, which is a remake of the movie Breaking Surface, which is about 2 sisters caught. But this one in a World War II submarine, not submarine, in a vessel. Unfortunately, even for shark fans, mediocre. This one was actually quite good, from Norway. Movie that was just called Nightmare, which I finally got the time to watch it. Totally enjoyed it. Once again, a new couple moves into an apartment. Once again, it was a Schnäppchen, Rob. Don't buy apartments for a Schnäppchen price, you know. There's always some drawback to it. Nightmare.
Always
It was
some
nice.
shenanigans. Why don't people
Yeah.
learn these things?
It's those Schnäppchen. Yeah.
They should learn. They don't know.
Yeah. So, Rob, perhaps some super chats left
Well, we shall see. I don't
in
know.
the time.
It's a
where
late
we-
night. People on the
where
East
we-
Coast are like, these fucking guys are still talking.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, Rob.
Well, for you, Guten Morgen. Just wanted to buy
Guten
Dieter
Morgen.
drink.
Excellent.
Oh, I already, that was we already
we
did
got.
that. Brandon Black, became a subscriber of the channel. Thank you, Brandon. Rick Alfonso said, Rob, I like that Rocky box set. Just want to ask you what exactly was fixed. Well, it was the audio tracks. The audio tracks were not correct when they
and that little frame issue, Rob, on the Rocky 4, that 1 second. That 1 second. Problem.
Yeah, so they've fixed all of that, and I don't think. I don't. That it wasn't good.
Yeah. There was some audio stuff in that one thing.
Thomas Logan said, Rob, you sure you only buy Criterion 4K Inland Empire? I didn't get Inland Empire. I got Lost Highway. Just saying. So, yeah, at the Criterion sale, I mean, I already own Inland Empire. I don't think I showed that. I mean, I got it. But, yeah, Inland Empire can't be in 4K because it was shot digitally, early digital. Okay. So it'll never be on 4K, as far as I know. But yeah, I mean, Inland Empire I have, but I don't think it can ever be, to be honest, 4K.
And Thomas wants to know about the Rocky Balboa director's cut in the set. What about it, Thomas? There is a director's cut in the set.
Is there?
All I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
hold on. Let me Let me take a gander at the. Yes, it's got Rocky Balboa includes the theatrical version and the director's cut.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know what the difference is. There's no booklet in here, so I'd have to look up and see what the difference is in terms of running time and all that. So, and my tired old eyes can't. The writing is so small.
It is.
But I know, right? Oh my God. So I don't know the answer to that, but it is there. So there is both versions of that, but I think it's on one disc, whereas the Rocky Balboa, the Rocky 4 is on 2 discs. So.
Yeah, because the director's cut is really, really different. Perhaps with a new color grading and everything else.
Yeah, for Rocky 4, it's like Rocky versus Drago, but it's pretty haphazard. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's all the news that's fit to print.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Rob, it's funny because this is not a long show. We've been only going for like 2 hours and 17 minutes. You would think with all of our discs, we'd have a long way.
And I have still the stuff that you tread, Rob. The live chat. The live chat from 2 weeks ago, so you can take a break, Rob.
Oh, I will. And I don't have to drain the main vein. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy myself.
Especially since Rob, you know what he did the last time. Oh, Deeds, we have technical difficulties during the live chat. You know, I think we need to end it. You know, that's not going to happen today. Rob.
Wait a minute, those are bad tech. It wasn't me. That was real technical difficulty. I'm just saying it wasn't me.
Yeah. So I've got some comments left from way back, so perhaps I'm missing a contest because Cody Leach was in there and here says they 265,853 of hoping Scream Factory does a Nightmare on Elm Street box set drop. And one thing of the news section we forgot, I've seen a
Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. It's coming out. Yeah, I forgot that.
The first one. Yeah, not a box set, but at least the first
movie.
Beat up, that special feature wouldn't be enough for me to rebuy the Karate Kid. Well, beat up, it doesn't matter for me if I own the movie one more time or not. Enrique Cabada, it was probably you two that they changed. No, Enrique, I can give confirmation on Blown Away. The U2 music is in it. I think it was an Aretha Franklin track that got switched out in the Blown Away soundtrack. Paul in Long Beach, I can only imagine Dieter singing a karaoke version of Pour Some Sugar on Me. Well, Paul, your days seem to be filled with nightmares, I believe. Cody Leach, I picked up that copy of Bound as well. This will be my first time watch. The only thing I know about it, what everyone knows about it. Well, Cody, get with the program. You're behind. Under Kelly says, love you guys, love your show. Thanks. What a White Walker. Karaoke is a great idea. Maybe Dieter and Rob can do Islands in the Stream. No, that's not gonna happen. The Alex Sorber, a bittersweet life. I cannot wait for my second sidebox. Great director. I totally agree. Secular Monk, if Chronicles of Riddick is anything like Pitch Black, it is a day one. So Secular Monk, do you think, speaking of the transfer, the quality of the movie? So for me, it is definitely a day one, speaking of Chronicles of Riddick. The Alex Sorber, Dieter is my favorite trash collector. Someone has to be. Okay? Cody Leach says, currently editing my top 10 opening scenes in horror. You guys want to throw out one or two of your favorites? I don't have a favorite. For me, it's always great if a movie can, like Rob with his book, can grab your attention immediately, which was happening back when I saw Saw. I was into it after the first 2 or 3 minutes. Where am I? What is going on? If a movie can grab you that fast, that's always great. Let me just see. And HV Christodot says the opening of Society is awesome, teasing the gore in the climax. And HV Christodot informed me, yes, it's a Norwegian, about his profile name, a Norwegian black metal song, not band. I thought it was a band, by Satyricon. Okay. The Alex Sorber, Bloodsport and Hard Target are must-haves for different reasons. Exactly. And HV Christodot says, yeah, Hard Target might be the first one I get, because he had to admit he doesn't own any of the cheesy VD movies. And he says, Triangle's great. Love Melissa George. Me too. I probably get that new Australian version. Cody Leach says, I think physical media will be like vinyl. People will get sick of movies coming and going on streaming service and start to miss having a permanent copy in their home, and we'll see a resurgence. And then that Six says, I completely agree, especially with all those boutique labels that exist now. I don't think it will ever fully go away. It will just become more niche. And Sendai Ranger Tony says, R&B is one heck of a track spurt. I know that. That's why we're doing the trivia. HV Gritzadot said, I got Mad God on DVD, and there's a quote from Kathleen Kennedy on the back where she says, there's a lot of empathy and humanity in the characters. I seriously don't think she's seen it. Cody Leach says, I'm at a point where I'm no longer disappointed or mad at Star Wars. I'm completely apathetic to it, and that is sad. Sometimes I have problems, or as we say in Germany, ich stehe auf dem Schlauch, I stand on the hose when Rob is reading a super chat which contains German, and even if he gives me the letters, I don't know what he's talking about. And as Plato was saying, the show must go on, Hals- und Beinbruch, which is the German term for break a leg. And considering our variety article, David Rosa says, Rob got a shout out, and Tim says, only a matter of time until Dietz gets his own co-executive producer credit. It's just around the corner. Must be. Adventure Square, Chris Stuckman's new movie, Shelby Oaks, which premiered at the film festival, and Adventure Square saw it. I saw Chris' movie last night at the Packed House. It's a great movie, and super happy for that crew. Oh, that's nice to know. Das Plato says, Rob and Dieter failed to coordinate their shirts. Yeah, we have to be better on that, because we have 2 or 3 shirts the same, but sometimes we miss to pair that correctly. Eucalyptus, Dietz, you're gonna get the RRR box set. No Eucalyptus, because it doesn't feature English subtitles. RRR will get a release in Japan, but it doesn't come with English subtitles, unfortunately. The Alex Sorber watched a bittersweet live yesterday. Great box set. Movie gets better every watch. That was one thing, Rob, I wanted to mention on the last show. People are saying Jaws 3 in UHD 4K had the same bad fate as Cameron movies. AI meddling ruining the image. Rob, why do people get upset about Jaws 3 in 4K? About Jaws 3.
You know, Dietz, I don't know, because that movie it looked terrible on the movie screen in 1983. Yeah.
The only way to watch Jaws 3 is actually in 3D, with the 3D Blu-ray.
It's a terrible looking film.
Your eyes. It will pop your eyes, but it's the only way. Don't get upset about a 4K transfer of Jaws 3. There are more important movies. Victor Fontaine, considering your bean, it comes to bean stuff, at least something came in the box. I have received empty boxes and envelopes with no movies in them. Had to re-buy them. Get Benjo Sandwich Worthington, Bob's Beans, coming soon. Tim Hans, Rob is now out for revenge. Hassan Chavez, what kind of freak steals Blu-rays? I can tell you, Hassan, the Bad Canadian Kid, and he knows where he can get them. Right on the front porch of Rob's house, you know. He knows where he can get them. Louis Lipitz, ORB, to make you feel better, bought AirPods Pro from Target, and they were fake. Okay. Fake AirPods. Video under D. Maybe this is a sign that Rob needs to stop spending all his money on movies and get involved into agriculture. And Len McIsaac, no beans for Dina. And Hassan Java says, insensitive deeds. Derek Sober says, Man from Uncle is a great 4K transfer from Arrow, and the movie, while not great, is fun. Major Chai Chai, Rob lost his box, but Dieter got his. Coincidence? Perhaps, I don't know.
Well, that is what she said.
Adventure Square, this is why I only order bean makers, to make sure I get discs instead. Danzig, 1979. It could have been worse. Instead of Bean Grower, it could have been the complete series of Star Trek Discovery. So you got lucky, Rob. Danzig, 1979. I think Rob should be president. He's already a pharaoh. So there's only a little step to becoming the president. Victor Fontaine, the Kino Sale kicked my ass. I dropped an order for 27 movies. I think I broke my credit card. We all do that from time to time. Victor Fontaine, yeah, same. The OG Twister wasn't a must-see for me, so Twisters will be a rental. What is up with people not loving Twister? Unbelievable. Danzig 1979, saw Longlegs and was underwhelmed. Roberto Suarez, our membership host, I too was not a Twister fan. What is up with the people? Unbelievable. The Alex Sorber, Roberto, count me in that I'm not a great fan of Twister. Indiana Jake, this is something I just had to say. Dieter is the GOAT. Just it came into the live chat room, not from me. Sonderatelier, so German name. The fourth disc of Arcane just got announced for pre-order this week. So excited me too, because it's available to pre-order now in the UK, in Germany too, and of course in the States. Gary Benjo Sandwich Worthington, how much is a bean grower actually? Rob, have you actually looked at the price for a bean grower? I
have not. All I know is it's not worth the box it was sent in.
And does Play-Doh,
it didn't even come with all the parts. Not all the parts.
And does Play-Doh actually spill the beans, Rob? Considering your underground dungeon at the Comic-Con, and he says the basement password is 1234. Okay. It's out there, people. It's out there. Adventure Square, I love a good or bad shark movie. Brian Knight informs me, Dieter, inexpensive, never cheap, inexpensive shows good financial prowess. Cheap implies a shitty product, so I should say inexpensive, not cheap. And PM Ferreira, my problem with reversible covers is sometimes they're missing the rating certificate. That's the deal with reversible cover artworks. That the ratings are gone. Walter Whitewalker, I love Cobra Kai. Only watched the first 2 episodes. I hope it got better for you. And Gary Benjo Sandwich calls Rob for Minister of Parcels. Walter White Walker, they ever release the From Dusk Till Dawn series on Blu-ray? I think it was on the E-Ray network. Series was better than it had any business being. I think, Walter, it comes out in Australia on Blu-ray. I think I saw something in Australia for those series. And Walter White Walker says, next week, just do 2 weeks of previously on, which I did, Walter White Walker. This was the live chat readout for the last 2.
Well, you did a fine job of it, and I know it's everyone's favorite part of the day.
Not really, Rob, but mine. I just want to give back to the people who take time.
And by God, this is a community, and we have to give back. That's what we're at, man. We give back to the community.
Especially for people who take the time and watch the show live, no matter what time we are on.
It's true.
So,
my God,
if there's no super chats left, Rob, only one thing left to do.
What is? Oh well, okay. It's time for Star Trek trivia.
Yeah, Star Trek trivia. But let me just get that we don't miss anything. Rob's right, middle and wrong answers.
Have you picked the card you're showing me?
Yeah. It just shows a shuttle bay, Rob. A shuttle.
Okay. All right.
Just so let me. I need lights, Rob, because the print is fucking small on those cards. Five question.
We're old men. We can't see anymore.
Yeah, how small.
Oh no.
We go. Where's my pen? Rob, how many people were aboard the shuttlecraft Galileo when it crashed onto planet Taurus 2? How many people were aboard the shuttlecraft Galileo when it crashed onto planet Taurus 2? How many?
That's a tough one. Multiple choice.
6, 7, or 8?
7.
Correct. So multiple choice, correct. Who piloted the shuttlecraft Galileo into the spaceborne single-celled creature and destroyed the Gamma 7A system? Who piloted the shuttlecraft Galileo into the spaceborne single-celled creature that destroyed the Gamma 7A system?
Spock.
Correct. To which planet did Dr. Severin and his followers take the stolen shuttlecraft Galileo 2? To which
Eden.
planet? Correct, Rob.
Stepping into Eden. Yay,
When shuttlecraft Galileo crash landed, what other Enterprise shuttle searched for the missing crew? When shuttlecraft Galileo crash landed, what other Enterprise shuttle
the Copernicus
searched for? It is in the multiple choice. It is in the multiple choice, Rob, but it was the Columbus.
Okay.
It was the Columbus. But it was in the multiple choice as an optional.
I missed it.
From where on the Starship Enterprise was the shuttlecraft Galileo launched? From where on the Starship Enterprise?
The hangar deck.
Correct. And that's another card down.
But I missed one. I missed the Columbus, Copernicus.
But look at that, Rob. The right ones, the middle one. Only, at the moment, only 6 questions where you got wrong. So
6 too many. 6 too many, Teats.
Yeah, 6 too many. But like I said, Rob, sometimes the questions are strangely phrased.
No, that was. I get it. That was a shuttlecraft thing. I should know.
Can you tell us a little bit about the episode, Rob?
I can't see what.
The episode, Rob, where the questions came from.
Oh, there were multiple episodes. Would you like to know? There were okay, so you had the first season episode, the Galileo 7. Yeah. You had the second season episode, the Immunity Syndrome. You had the third season episode, The Way to Eden. So those were questions from 3 different shuttlecraft-based episodes.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Oh,
If you really want to think about it, there's only one other Star Trek episode where you see a full-size shuttlecraft in the original series.
Yeah.
And that is Journey to Babel. And that's when we meet Sarek and Amanda, Spock's parents. Spock, would you like to go visit your parents when we're here on Vulcan? Ambassador Sarek and his wife are my parents. By the way, Star Trek in Las Vegas is happening right now. I didn't go. I was gonna go today. I couldn't go today because of work. But it's happening. And by the way, there's two big Star Trek events that I don't know if you saw this, but Tomy Toys. They made the diecast Enterprise that they crowdfunded last year.
With the screws, Rob. With the screws.
With the screws, but they've learned their lesson. And they've put up these refit Enterprise from Star Trek: The Motion Picture, which, in my estimation, is the single greatest fictional starship of all time. The Enterprise already was great, but the refit Enterprise, form and function, is the most beautiful starship, most beautiful fictional ship. Tomy put it up for pre-order. It's gone 100% over what they asked. It's already made $1 million more what they asked for.
Jesus.
Yep.
Awesome.
I might have ordered a few. Maybe.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I think we have some super chats left.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we know? Let's see.
Who's
talking? Let's see. Thomas Logan says, I got emotional watching snippets from The Uncanny Suspects on a 1570 IMAX screen. Another reason for you to love Deadpool and Wolverine, Rob. X-Men 1.5 DVD. Well, what Thomas Logan is talking about is one of the very first jobs. Actually, the very first job that I had personally was Bryan Singer's Usual Suspects in 2001. And Dave Parker and Carrie David and I produced those documentaries. And which, by the way, had been out of print for 20 years until Kino Lorber brought back all of our special features 20 years later. And I'm really proud of those special features. But after we did Usual Suspects, Bryan Singer asked me to do, when X2 was being made, they were going to go back, and because when X-Men came out, DVDs were new. They didn't like the first release of X-Men, so they asked us to do, my company, Ludovico Technique, to do the special features for X-Men 1.5 and X2. And we did. And our documentaries that we did for those discs, the DVDs, some of that work was in the end of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't shoot it. They didn't have anything that we shot. The stuff that was Tom DeSanto, that was from his personal collection that he gave to us for the documentaries. But it was amazing to see our work. I mean, that was unexpected. Dave Parker called me up and said, our work, our documentaries that we put together, there's snippets of them in the movie. That was the highest praise.
You should have gotten emotional then, Rob. Even if you're not gotten emotional through the movie.
Oh, I did. I did. I got a little emotional to see our work that we had done over 20 years ago. I mean, look, how many DVD special features producers can say that they took your work, the stuff you put together, that wouldn't exist had you not put it together? Dave Parker and myself and Tom DeSanto and Brian hiring us. If we hadn't done that, it would not have been in the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. So that was, I mean, not many special features producers can say that. So it's always nice to see 20-year-old work, because a lot of these special features are going away. And, you know, I spent a lot of time on a lot of this stuff. I mean, an inordinate amount of time. And, you know, I put as much into as I would put into a feature film, as I would put into True Noir, The Assassination of Anton Cermak, our audio drama, and we cast Frank Nitti today, and I'm very excited about it. We have one more person to cast. Please, if you guys want to hear some great audio drama, there's going to be a physical media component to it. Please go to to True Noir on Kickstarter and support what we're doing. We need your support. We don't need a lot of money. We're looking for another $15,000, but you can pre-buy the show. And I guarantee you, if you like audio dramas or books on tape or whatever, I promise you, if this isn't one of the greatest audio dramas you have ever heard, I will personally tell you where you might be able to get something like bread or chocolate pudding that'll make you feel better. Maybe. But I ask you to please support, all of you support if you can. I promise you it's great. And the physical media, the Blu-ray, is going to have multiple sound mixes. Really good stuff. So, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, and then, so then we've got Walter White Walker. Says, I always mix up my memory of Time Bandits and Ice Pirates. But the new
and so the story showed me a picture this week on via WhatsApp message that he bought Ice Pirates. Didn't hold up for him.
Ice Pirates, they're both funny. But the new Time Bandits is actually pretty good. Taika channeling his inner Monty Python.
That is on Apple, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I love the original Time Bandits, but a lot of people are adamant, like, why aren't they dwarves? Or what's the proper pronunciation? Little people? I don't know, but I haven't watched it yet, but I want it to be good. You know, you don't want it to be bad; you want it to be good.
Always do.
So, yeah. What can you do?
So I think when we are through, Rob, I think we've done our special time slot.
We've never done a late night show.
No.
Late night for me, early for you. So what time? What time is it in Germany right now?
It's 9:45 a.m. here, Rob.
On a Sunday.
So I'll have on a Sunday, and I will have to see that I get not an afternoon coffee and cake movie. That I will have to get some sleep before my night shift starts, Rob.
Are you going to go see anything today? Watch the Olympics? What are you going to do on Sunday, Dieter?
Perhaps I will not watch Rebel Moon. It's way too long. Perhaps a shorter one.
Are you going to do it, though? I mean, people are saying it's even worse than the originals.
Yeah. Can you believe it? You will have to sit through more slow motion of harvesting grain.
I need to go watch. Come on, who doesn't want to watch the director's cuts of Rebel Moon? Come on now. Totally. Come on now.
We're Snyder apologists, Rob. We'll watch it, of course. We'll watch it.
I'm going to go play with my Sucker Punch Hot Toys figures.
Ooh, nice. Is there still some rumors about Sucker Punch, a newer director's cut? No.
Why not?
But I will report back.
The entirety of Sucker Punch is a director's cut. The whole movie.
I will probably report back next week on Rebel Moon. Until that, I say, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören. And don't forget, people, sometimes story doesn't matter, and you still can have a lot of fun. Just saying.
Not true. Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. I want to thank Tom Jr. Jackson. I don't know if Lord Toth is here. I don't know if anybody is here. I haven't even looked. Let me see if there's people in the live chat. We're all good. But I want to thank everybody, Tom Jr. Jackson especially, for being a goof person, and I want to thank everyone who supports this channel via super chats and tips and memberships. We didn't have a membership call today, but we did have a great membership. We had fun. I mean, it was so cool seeing Sonny Dominguez, seeing Julian Mushkin.
The real life membership.
Major Chai. I mean, it was, Rick Alonso. It was really great to see Horace Austin, of course, Marianne Butler. It was really great to see everybody, and I want to thank everybody for the support. Comic-Con was magical this year for us. And again, I would encourage everybody, please support our Kickstarter over at Kickstarter True Noir. I can't wait. We have 2 Well, we have 3 more actors. We get to announce 2 of our biggest actors. Who is playing Nathan Heller? Who is playing Frank Nitti? I have to say that if you had asked me 3 months ago if we would have the cast we have now, I would have said you're high. I mean, I am stunned by the cast of actors we put together for this. And I can't wait for people to hear it. And I know it's just an audio drama, but I guarantee you will listen to this over and over again. It's that good. And look, I didn't write it. I'm directing it, sure. I'm producing it and editing it, sure. But our producer, Christine Sheeks, we cast this movie like it's a Coen Brothers movie or a Paul Thomas Anderson film. The actors that we have on this are just amazing. They really, really are. And what a cast. And we brought some of them to Comic-Con. We'll bring more of them to the New York Comic-Con in October.
When is the New York Comic-Con?
I think it's like the September? 17th through the 20th of October. Okay. And
October.
we might just premiere, we might wait and premiere the first 2 episodes. Like I've always said that I want to have a premiere in a movie theater where we can play it loud in a movie theater, like, and turn off all the lights. I'm thinking that it might be fun to wait until New York Comic Con because our New York actors, and one of them I'm recording on Tuesday. I can't believe the actor that I'm recording on Tuesday. One of my favorite actors. He's been in some of my favorite things. I can't say anything he's been in because it'll give it away, and it's not a done deal yet. The contracts aren't signed, but we will, hopefully, fingers crossed, record him on Tuesday.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. I mean, these actors are unbelievable. I mean, Katie Sackhoff. Break your heart. Break your heart.
Awesome.
So, True Noir. If you want to support it, you can. True Noir. The assassination of Anton Cermak. Come on down. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. So, biggest thing I've ever done, really, in terms of talent.
Awesome.
So go to Kickstarter right now and support us under True Noir. You can support us for $1. But I like when you get this, the audio drama, there will be a physical media component. So it'll have 3 mixes on it. It'll have video on it. It'll have an hour-long documentary with me interviewing Max Allan Collins. Each episode will have segments called Behind the Mystery, where writer Max Allan Collins delves into the real history behind each episode. It's going to be a great thing. By the way, you know what I didn't mention? Rhino. Rhino. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
Rob, something I stumbled across. I don't think you mentioned it. Imagination Connoisseurs has a separate YouTube channel. I stumbled across.
Yes, it does. It does.
I don't think you have mentioned it, Rob.
No, I haven't. I haven't really officially launched it, but it's there. It is definitely there.
Yeah.
We got stuff coming, and we're putting all that up. But so promote.
So just stuff that is tied to the production company.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, with Rhino, Rob. Sorry, I interrupted you. You wanted
so you know how we love getting our music in Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
Obviously, Seal's second album was released in Dolby Atmos. Alphaville, one of my favorite German pop bands from the 80s. Forever Young was released with Dolby Atmos. And Rhino put out things like Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. And they put out The Doors in Dolby Atmos. And Hootie and the Blowfish, which people complain about. But I am loving my Dolby Atmos Blu-rays. They're fantastic. Yeah. I love them.
Definitely. Always good to get music in such a mix.
No, it's fantastic. So anyway, can't recommend them highly enough. I know you didn't like your Trevor Horn disc, but
no, I was not the biggest fan of that.
That's because you're wrong.
No. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You about Deadpool and Wolverine being disappointing, just because it didn't fill your story canonista.
I know. But I've got a shelf of Dolby Atmos mixes.
But let me know, Rob, what you think about the 3D when you see it again.
Yeah. Yes, I will. And on that note,
we'll see you.
We'll be back next week. Can you come back next week?
Yeah, totally, Rob. Totally.
I don't even know what
Next
I'm going to have to
week's
show next week. I mean, my God, what a week this was.
Yeah, it was a blast. Probably a little bit less.
Yeah, a little bit less. My God, between the two of us, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
We don't talk about the money issue.
I know. We can't. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Go over, if you can, to see our Kickstarter page, True Noir on Kickstarter. If you want to support, please do. We need your help. We're already making it, but we want to know. I haven't put the vinyl box set up, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm looking at the problem is I'm still pricing it out. My dream, by the way, so each episode of True Noir is about 35 minutes, which means each episode can be on one record, one album,
Yeah.
So 10 records plus the soundtrack. So 11 pieces of vinyl in a box set. I mean, I don't know if it would cost like $500 to make, $400 to make. But you know what? I want one.
Perhaps for a double folded, Rob.
Oh, I can't. Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. But on that note, everyone, thanks for being here, and we will see you
next Sunday
week.
At normal time.
At normal time. Yeah, 100%. At normal time. Thank God. Because we're both abnormal. So to be there for a normal time, I mean, I what can I say? I think it's important. All right.